Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Kyle Wiley, and let me clear the graphics out here because I want everyone to see live tonight on the Kern High Network. Welcome to everybody, KernHighNetwork.com. I am in a Cornford sandwich tonight. I'm loving it. I'm excited about this. Rich Cornford, I'm going to call you. I'm giving him a nickname this year. Tom, you'll like this, the Magic Man. It's not Ricky Bobby or anything like that, but he is the Magic Man. I'm telling you, I think he's been at every close game, good game that we've had on the Kern High Network so far. It's been a treat having you and doing all that stuff. Appreciate that. And Tom Cornford bringing in some extra flavor and pizzazz, some enthusiasm that we'll have on this broadcast tonight. We are live for the first time ever. And I can't think of any game that's been live streamed or been out there. And I think we're the first to come out to Lake Isabella and take part in such a wonderful broadcast that's going on tonight as we are at Kern Valley High School. Kern Valley High School is hosting the mighty Rosamond Roadrunners out here in the High Desert League action. I'm excited about this. A lot going on tonight. First of all, Rich, why don't you give me some of your thoughts about these Rosamond Roadrunners as we get going?
Well, high-powered offense to start with. Yeah. They're going to be explosive. They can throw the ball as well as anybody that we've seen in covering in Bakersfield. They got a quarterback that can play for about any school in Bakersfield and dominates at this level. Yeah. So, it should be an exciting football game, and the question will be, what pace is it going to be played at? I know Kern Valley wants to slow it down, and Rosamond wants to speed it up.
Absolutely, and the quarterback you're talking about is Isaiah Escobar, number 17 for Rosamond. He definitely looks like he's throwing the ball all over the place, and his favorite target, number 4, Mario Aparicio, definite big-time player on the offense and defensive side of the ball. One other team let's look at here, Rich, is before we move on, and I talked to your brother about some important history that's going on. Let's talk about those Kern Valley High School Broncs, who have had success in the past against these Rosamond Roadrunners. But what can you tell me this year about what Coach Brandon Deckard brings to the table with this Kern Valley Broncs?
Well, Coach Deckard's a great coach, and he's had a lot of success here with some great athletes. They've got a great athlete this year in Jacob Lightner, but they don't have a lot of depth. They've got about 20 guys right now suited up, and he knows that he cannot lose any more guys. So he's going to look to slow this game down, limit the number of plays, the number of snaps. They feel if they can do that and control the turnovers, that they got a chance.
Absolutely, and you talked about the lack of depth. When we play in these small school divisions, the average roster about 20 to 30. We're used to seeing 50 to 60, but you definitely talked about this. I want to pan over right now to your brother, if you don't mind, if we can get some of his input. Driving up today to Kern Valley High School to learn a little bit about the history that goes beyond there. Very, very interesting. And you've done your due diligence and kind of looking up about kind of the history of Kern Valley High School and some of the stuff going on there. What can you tell us about kind of the origination of Kern Valley High School there, Tom?
Super interesting history. Beautiful place, first off.
Absolutely.
The field looks great. These guys in the maintenance department have done an excellent job. 1941, they choose to build a high school up here, and that original high school now is underwater. That's under the lake itself. So in 1951, they recreate this amazing place up here in Kern Valley. And before that 1941 school, what was interesting is you do a little history research is the kids would actually be bused down to the valley, down to Bakersfield. And then they'd go to school, and then they'd be bused back up up here to the mountain on the weekends, and this is how they did it. So beautiful place, beautiful night. Wow. Excited to be up here, and a lot of history up here in this place.
And I'm glad that you brought up the kids were bust into the valley, because if you don't know, Kern Valley High School is part of the Kern High School District.
Yes.
That's why we're broadcasting on the Kern High Network. And our philosophy at the Kern High School District and the Kern High Network is we want to showcase and promote all of our students, all schools. And this is Kern Valley High School's moment in the sun. Kevin Willie, if you could flip it around, we'll get onto the field right now as we get started. I'm going to get out of this Cornford sandwich right here. I'm excited to be a part of this, be a part of the small football we have going on. We got about a minute left till kickoff. I'm excited to be a part of this. I'd like to thank the U.S. Army, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, our big financial supporters and everything they do for us. I'd like to thank the Kern High School District and all the superintendents from Dr. Brian Schaefer, Dr. Brenda Lewis, Dr. Dean McGee, Dr. Michael Zolfa, Dr. Scott Cole. And I'd like to send a shout out to our Director of School Support Services that had the vision to live stream our athletes, and that is Stan Green. We're getting ready for kickoff, and this is the first time I've said it all year. High Desert League action. Small schools, we're looking at that. And, Kern Valley High School yesterday on Throwback Thursday put a little 1962 vintage film Kern Valley High School played Foothill High School in Foothill High School's first game ever. And so it was kind of fun watching the Kern Valley Broncs back in 1962 do their thing. Kern Valley Broncs look like they're going to be making their way onto the field. It's homecoming tonight. 5 football players were part of the royalty that we saw today, and it ended up being Brett Grimsley, number 10, taking home the title as homecoming king. Kern Valley High School, very excited to be out here. John Myers, the principal, couldn't make it out tonight. And here come the mighty Broncs outside right there, and we're excited about what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is an interesting league. There's, 4 teams in it?
I think there's 3 teams that are in it. There used to be 5. 2 of them, because of numbers, and we look at these small leagues, had to drop down to 8-man football. So right now, Rosamond looks like the clear favorite, as you talked about. They're 7-1 right now under Chris Crimpian, and this is the first time that they will be above 500 since his tenure as coach. So very, very important for him as they move into playoffs, and you just never know it. You talked about the good athletes a few years ago. Dalton Gallus was a name that I think became synonymous not only with Kern Valley High School, but also in the Bakersfield scene as well.
Yeah, and he really proved that. First off, I think Bakersfield people saw him in the Arena Bowl when he excelled there, and then going to Bakersfield College and just being a stud. And there was a wide receiver off of that team, too, who was exceptionally good. I can't recall his name right off the top of my head. But this area has produced some really good athletes over here, and for a long time they dominated the Desert League. Sometimes small-town football, you get one family, moves out or something like that, it really affects you, or a year where you have injuries like this year can really drag you down quick.
You talked about that one name, that family, Dalton Gallus. Of course, it was the stud kind of in everything that he did to look at. But then we also have Rebecca Gallus' sister was volleyball and softball and basketball. And Dad Bill Gallus is the head girls basketball coach. And that family right there was part of some Valley championship. Football, baseball, basketball, you name it. So Kern Valley High School doing some things early on as we look at it. So the captains are at the center, and they're going to determine the coin toss and see who's going to get the ball to start out. Rosamond, 7-1, undefeated in league right now. Win tonight will capture their first league championship since 2005. Kern Valley High School, as Coach Cornford talked about, they are 2-5 overall, 0-1 in league. They're looking to play the role of spoiler. And Coach Deckard told me, talked to him on the phone earlier this week, that if they can win out these last 2 games, they'll be league champions. So you never know with small league football going on here in the High Desert League. It sucks, and I'm going to say that on air, it sucks that it's dark right now because this is the most beautiful scenery, the mountains all the way around that we can look at. And it was absolutely gorgeous. There's Rocky Mountains, and kind of off in the distance you see all the years that were painted on the mountains. It's just a beautiful thing.
That's true. Tonight, 70-something degrees, 73 I think right now.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Yep.
Well, we did talk to Coach Deckard about being here with the fire a couple years ago, and how the football coaches and team helped so many people out through that. And small towns have tight-knit typically, and that fire displaced a lot of people.
Well, I'll tell you this, last year in the Peak Awards, the Kern High School District Ambassador Award was given to, if I remember correctly, was given to Kern Valley High School for their efforts in the Erskine fire. So people in Bakersfield recognized the commitment that they had for that too as well. Right now, as we always do, there's a moment of silence. I guess there's a moment of silence for a Kern Valley High alum that recently passed away. Homecoming festivities, national anthem was sang earlier by one of the Kern Valley High School students. Excited to be on here. I know Coach Deckard, this is a big game that we have going on. Once again, Kern High Network, kernhighnetwork.com. We are live streaming the Kern Valley High School Broncs and the Rosamond Roadrunners. Small town feel, small town football, but hopefully a big game tonight that we look at right here as the Broncs try to upset Rosamond, and it looks like the Broncs are going to receive the ball to start the game off. Kevin Willie, KW1, is on the camera tonight. Always does a great job out here. Cameraman, most important guy out here. Without the cameraman, we don't have anything at all. So,
yep, does a great job.
Without the cameraman, we're radio.
Absolutely. We're going to have these Cornford lines all night. I'm excited about that. These Cornfordisms, and two of them together makes for some madness here tonight. Here we go. Rosamond lined up to kick. It looks like we have number, try and wait till he turns. It looks like number 10. And that is going to be Julian Cortez, the junior, as he counts off his guys to make sure he's got enough right there. Starting off in a tight kickoff right now, the Roadrunners are. Sometimes you get in a tight kickoff, catch the team off guard. But with a little clap, team spreads out a little bit. And here we go.
All right, they're probably looking to take this kick and kick it to their deep right.
And Cortez kicks it off. And it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. I know it's frustrating sometimes as a coach to get started off and give a good field position like that. We're going to see if Kern Valley takes it on the 35 where they want to have it.
It looks like they're going to take it on the 35. It'll be interesting to see if they come out in their spread set or their double wing set. Two extremes of high school football. They've run both offenses this year. I'm kind of anticipating double wing, thinking that if you want to slow it down and run fewer plays, that's a great offense to do it from.
Absolutely. And you talked about it earlier, Coach Cornford, that Jacob Lightner is their go-to. 693 rushing yards, 6 TDs. He's 20 for 38 with about 300 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. So he's kind of their do-it-all, but at certain times he'll be at running back. At certain times he'll be at quarterback. When he's double wing, he's in there at running back. And as you talked about, they're going to come out and double wing.
All right.
So here come the Kern Valley Broncs. Start off in this double wing. And the ball is handed off to, actually faked me out, but they're going to give it to their guy, Jacob Lightner, for almost no gain. And the Roadrunners are all over that, second down and long.
It's always interesting if you're a double wing team, you never exactly know how the opponent is going to play you because it's such a different offense. And here we see Rosamond's very well prepared. They're stacked the inside. They got wide guys on the edges. I guess they're outside linebackers that are going to rush hard off the edge. They only got 3 guys, at linebacker depth. 8 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10. And we can see right here, little toss out to number 30, and that's Trevor Hurley. But interesting enough, as you look at they're not in a hurry to snap the ball. They're actually looking at the back judge right there as the clock is chopping down.
And Coach Deckard actually told us before the game that he was planning on doing that. I wasn't sure if I believed him or not, but they do want to limit the number of snaps. They've got guys going both ways across the board, and so for them to have the best shot, that's a good strategy.
And it's not the end of the game. It's the start of the game. Usually you see it control the clock, but it's a great strategy, especially against a high-powered offense. Offsides by the Roadrunners gives 5 yards and 2nd and 5 for the Kern Valley Broncs.
Oh,
and another hard count.
Man.
And they'll take that every day of the week.
And Anthony Barton, that quarterback right now, Coach Deckard said when they get in the double wing, it's going to be Barton at quarterback. If they get into a little bit more spread action, it's going to be Jacob Lightner right there. And they're going to get first downs any way that they can, as Rosamond's kind of been the aggressor, as their 7-1 record shows that they are an aggressive team on offense and on defense, in a way to stop aggressive teams is go hard count and kind of chunk it a little bit at a time. 10 minutes and 30 seconds are counting right now. Under center is Barton. Sends Hurley in motion. They're going to hand it off to Lightner. About a 4-yard gain. We're going to call that 2nd and 6.
And that's what you want to do. You want to pick up 3 and 4 yards. You're going to go for it on 4th down a lot, and ideally you're in 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts consistently. Where an offense like this bogs down is if they get a holding call or if they jump offsides themselves. So far they've shown a lot of discipline and been able to draw Rosamond offsides.
10 minutes and talking right now, 2nd and 6. Kern Valley definitely wants to control the game and the flow of the game, what's going on. Toss right out there to Hurley. Missed tackle by number 21. Alex Ortiz, but eventually Hurley is brought down after about a yard gain. Going to set up third and medium. And in football, one thing you got to practice, if you're going to control the clock and you're going to do all that, your punt team's got to be pretty solid so they can pin them back deep. So, I'm not saying that it's going to get to fourth down now, but special teams could come into play big time here for the Kern Valley Broncs.
Yeah, and Tom can attest to this. When we were at Lompoc, we used to run the T formation, which is similar to this, where you just try to grind clock and churn out first downs to ice games away or red zone offense.
And very interesting, you look at Barton, he's just looking that clock down, trying to slow down, and they're going to hand off a little bit of a sweep. It looks like it's number 5, Aaron Grimsby, with the carry. Doesn't get much, going to set up 4th and 3rd. And if we're all about controlling the clock and slowing down the Rosamond Roadrunners, I think this is a no-brainer that you got to punt right here. But Kern Valley may have something different, may try to pull them off sides. They're a little aggressive. What do you think right here, Coach?
Well, we've seen them jump off sides twice, so it's not a bad call here to at least try and get it to go. If they don't go, maybe you call timeout, or maybe you give it to your horse and see if he can churn out the 3 yards you need.
See what he's able to do. Kern Valley Broncs get up here.
Oh,
and
man.
It looked like number 53, Jaime Contreras, jumped, but there was also Kern Valley. They're actually going to call a false start right here, and that is a tough break right here. Going to set up about 4th and 8, 4th and 9. We've got to see what Kern Valley's going to do right here as the clock keeps churning. Already about 4 minutes coming off as we close down on 8 minutes left in the first quarter. It's been a quick game. Back to punt, Mr. Do-It-All, Jacob Lightner, quarterback, punter, running back, linebacker.
That boy's thick, too. Look at that dude.
Yeah, he's a little tank right there as he gets it off.
Nice
and a
punt.
Beautiful punt by Lightner right now.
Nice,
and the ball dropped right there. And who's going to fall on it right now? And it appears to be
I think we got it.
Number 17, Conrad Miller. As the other number 17, Isaiah Escobar, the quarterback and punt returner. And Kern Valley.
Good hustle right there. Got down there.
Is able to get down and get that, land on that punt right there.
Well, that offsides, it worked out in their favor. They ended up punting and muffed return there, and they got the ball right at the 21-yard line. So
1st and 10 right now. Barton back under center for the Broncs. Hurley going in motion again, but they're going to hand it off to Lightner, and they're going to try and go right up the gut. And Lightner, you can tell, it takes 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 guys to get him down sometimes. He's got that low center of gravity. I'm thinking he may be a wrestler, but, he's got the perfect frame for that.
Yeah.
Well, he's just a junior also, right? So they're going to have him back for another year. Their JV team is undefeated right now. So this year has been a tough year so far, but I think there's some really good hope for the future.
Absolutely. Barton back under center for the Kern Valley Broncs. And again, it's Hurley coming out on the sweep, trying to find some space.
There we go.
And got a good block. And there goes Hurley all the way out to the outside. And enough for a Broncs first down.
Great blocking on the edge there by the opposite wing. Allowed him to go. You always worry when you run wide with this offense that you're going to get that dreaded holding call. But excellent job of moving his feet along with the block, not getting caught out of position where you end up having to grab somebody. So well-executed play for the Kern Valley Broncs.
And you got to give it to Coach Deckard. He's not trying to do too much, staying with his system. He's going to run. We kind of knew that coming into this.
Well, we got a coach here that knows the strength of his team.
There you
and
go.
The ball is handed off to number 5. No official yet. It appears to be short. But that's Aaron Grimsby. Stopped at about, I'm going to call that the half-yard line right there. That's as close as you can get on there to look at. And if you're waiting for this Rosamond high-powered offense to be on the field, you haven't seen him yet. 6 minutes have gone by. A muff punt comes in there, and nonetheless, you got the Broncs right up there. It is getting windier up here. We're going to do the best we can. Quarterback sneak. Barton tries to get in there. Nothing's called yet. Still nothing.
There you go.
They're going to call that a touchdown.
Right, interesting here. Once they got the ball, they didn't wait that time for the back judge to give them the 5-second warning on the snap. They went ahead and paced it normal. I don't know if the quarterback maybe just forgot that series or if they decided, hey, let's just go after them.
Yeah. Nonetheless, the Broncs get on the board to start it off.
Kicking into a pretty decent wind all of a sudden.
Yeah, coming up out of the south. Probably 15 mile an hour wind probably right now.
I think we had an offsides there on Rosamond, and wouldn't be surprised if Kern Valley didn't go for 2 now.
And I could tell right there that there was a 2-point conversion getting set up right there. I just got to say this, Coach Cornford, because I got Coach Cornford right here, and I got Outdoorsman Cornford, and giving us like the trajectory. He had his compass out, saying this is a true north to south football field. I got
this
Tom
is amazing.
Cornford, Outdoorsman right here as well. So
yeah.
And you got Kern Valley going up, and they're going to kick, and the kick is going to be good.
All right.
And the Broncs lead the Roadrunners 7-0 with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the first quarter. What can you tell us so far about the game, Coach?
Well, this wind could play a real big part of it. Now, it's not going to affect Kern Valley's offense because they're just going to grind. It doesn't matter if they're going in the wind or not. But it is going to affect Rosamond's offense. I know they got a strong-armed quarterback, but it's picked up pretty significantly, and especially on the deep balls, it could throw off the trajectory. So a big win, I think, favors the team that runs the ball better.
Yeah.
Could be a good omen for Kern Valley.
Absolutely. If there's a little distortion tonight in our mics and all that stuff, we're going to get just a little bit closer so that we can have that. The wind is picking up. We're down in the banks. Lake Isabella, Kern Valley High School. We're looking at that. Outdoorsman. Tom, what do you got?
This kick is going to be interesting. This wind is going to definitely play into this. We'll see what they do, if they kick it deep or if they try and do something really tricky here.
And sometimes, and I've known this, when you have those windy days.
They're coming up right now. Look at this.
When you have those windy days, kick it as high as you can and let it swirl around in there and get that Charlie Huff knuckleball. Lightner fakes, Mr. Do-It-All. He punts, he kickoff, he's running back, he's a quarterback, he's probably going to play defense. Kind of does it all. Nonetheless, Lightner gets it up there. A little bit of a knuckleball that goes in there. And number 4, the dynamic playmaker, Mario Aparicio, gets out there, and he's immediately brought down. And it appears to be number 30, Hurley, on the tackle, brings him down. Is there laundry on the field? Don't know if there is. Maybe some people were looking for a horse collar on that, but nonetheless, looks like the Roadrunners are going to pick up the first down. To look at it, Coach is talking to him. It looks like Coach Chris Crimpian is going to talk about that, but it's going to be first down, Roadrunner ball. Now we get to see for the first time, man, if you're Kern Valley, you're loving this first quarter. Nice little 6 minutes without seeing their offense on the board. They're going to come out in a spread attack right here. It is number 17, Isaiah Escobar, in the pistol. Twins out to his right. He's looking to pass, looking for Aparicio like he does almost all the time. Aparicio is breaking loose right here, and he gets a big first down for the Roadrunners. And we can see right away what the hype's all about right here.
Yeah, we're going to see that combination all night. Aparicio is a big target. He's a mismatch wherever you put him on the field. And they're going to be a no-huddle, up-tempo team. So we said very contrasting team philosophies, each team going with their strength.
First down, Roadrunners. Once again, in the pistol formation is Escobar. Escobar hands the ball off to number 7, Jacob Flores. Doesn't get much of a game, maybe about 2 or 3. But as both Nature Man Tom has said, and you, Coach, have said, that it definitely, the wind is starting to play a factor a little bit right here. We'll see how this impacts both teams.
Yeah, it will be interesting if Kern Valley can control the line of scrimmage from over here.
Escobar in the pistol, gets chased down by number 17, and very, very dangerous throw. But Conrad Miller, one of the captains on the team, one of the finalists for Homecoming King tonight, right in his face and made a tough, very, very dangerous pass that Escobar is given right there. Sometimes as a quarterback, you got to make sure you throw it in the ground rather than throwing it high up. That can be an interception.
Kern Valley dialed up a blitz package there, had a guy come free off the edge. They actually brought guys off of both edges, and one came free, forced a bad throw.
Escobar back in the pistol again, going to hand it off to number 7, Jacob Flores, and they're going to get some of that yardage back. It's safe to assume that the Roadrunners right here, it's 4-down territory that we're looking at, and they're going to get up to about 4th and medium, and I think it's a no-brainer right now for Coach Crimpian, as calls are being brought in by his assistants. Escobar back in the pistol, 2 receivers to the near side, actually going 2x2 right now. Escobar drops back, double moves all the way around, and overshoots.
There you go.
Turnover on downs. Kern Valley Broncos are going to take over on offense. And
not too bad.
Not too bad. A lot of double moves going there on a 4th down. They were going a vertical game right there instead of a quick game right there.
Yeah, thinking home run, thinking they're going to overplay the short stuff. Good discipline by the Kern Valley defense over there to stay with him. And the wind might have had a little factor on that as he overthrew it by about 2 yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Double moves all over the place, but nonetheless, how Kern Valley wants to have it. They're going to control the ball. They're going to look at the clock. They're going to run. And the time of possession has been in the Bronx favor all night tonight, as once again Barton, who has the lone touchdown tonight on the QB sneak, goes under center. Flag is being thrown. Going to look at the white hat. Got a false start on the Kern Valley Bronx to start out. Not necessarily the start that they want to have, but nonetheless, the Bronx will be backed up 5 yards, 1st and 15.
Yeah, and that's really tough for an offense like this to overcome. They took 6 minutes off the first drive. Rosamond got the ball, took just a minute and a half off. So you'd love to put a couple first downs together, but getting 15 is a lot tougher than 10, obviously.
Barton back under center. Jacob Lightner, their stud, just right behind him right now. And they're looking to hand off. Another flag going on. And another false start that's going in there. And got to be frustrating for a team that wants to control this field position, that they can't even get going because they're being backed up with penalties. Going to be 1st and 20 for the Bronx. And this is the last spot they want to be, deep back in their own territory.
Well, and you're thinking if you have to punt and you have to punt into this wind, it's going to take 15 yards off that punt. If you got a guy that typically goes 35, it's just going 20.
1st and 20 for the Kern Valley Bronx. And Hurley again in motion. Got a little bit of a sweep, and Hurley's trying to
ball on the ground.
Shape. Ball is on the ground. And I would love to see, the Roadrunners are pointing that they have it, and it looks like Rosamond Roadrunners do have it, and it's going to be a 1st down. And for Coach Deckard, let's look at this. First play off a big turnover on downs, 5-yard penalty. Second play, 5-yard penalty. Third play, we have the ball on the ground and a turnover on downs. Got to be tough on them.
Yeah, let's see what kind of heart they have. These guys have shown it so far.
And a new look that we're going to see from Rosamond as
look at that.
Escobar comes out there. 3x1, 3 receivers to the near side in the pistol formation. That seems to be consistent. Going to spread them out a little bit. Have a deep safety over the top, but nonetheless, they spread him out to run it right at him. That's number 7, Flores.
Well, Rosamond controlled the line of scrimmage on that one, had a good push. Defensive end for Kern Valley came off and made a nice tackle, but it was after a 7-yard gain.
2nd and 3 for the Rosamond Roadrunners. And coming out in that 3x1 set, maybe they see something right here as they try to open up a little bit more and open the Escobar on the keeper.
Nice block on the end.
He is trying to find the end zone, and there is laundry all over there. We're going to capture this replay just in case, but we are going to see what the flag is that's being called. Trying to look at the white hat. It appears to be in the nature of holding, and that's going to negate a Roadrunner touchdown. But I will tell you this, Coach Decker's breathing a sigh of relief because Escobar, not only can he sling it around a little bit, but we see some of his dynamic ability right there as well.
Yeah, he's very fast, and you put multiple athletes on that roster, and it gets very tough to defend. You add to that, again, I think Rosamond is controlling the line of scrimmage here offensively. They're going to be very difficult to stop if they don't stop themselves.
And one thing you know about this, Coach, sometimes you spread the ball out to run. Most people think that sometimes you spread the ball out to pass, but sometimes you spread it out. Not only do you spread out the receivers, but you spread out the splits of the linemen, and it opens up those lanes a little bit more as well. Is that sometimes your philosophy whenever you got into the spread a little bit to see if you could run?
If you want to run the ball inside, especially between the tackles, it's great to have big splits. It's nice to have athletic linemen that can, cover those gaps, but it really forces the defense to play more of the field.
So in a traditional spread look, make adjustments at the line, 3x1 in the pistol. The dangerous Escobar, it's going to be like 3rd and short right now. They're going to hand the ball. Escobar is actually going to keep it right here, and he's going to get enough, and he very smartly runs out of bounds and gets a Roadrunner first down. And we got about 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first quarter. Live from Lake Isabella, I can't get excited enough about saying that. Lake Isabella, California. I'm excited to be out here and be a part of the Kern Valley High School and the home of the Bronx.
That's right. People need to come up and support these teams.
Absolutely.
It's part of our community. These are our friends and neighbors up on the hill.
Absolutely. First down for the Roadrunners. 3 receivers to the near side right here. Going to be kind of a toss sweep and immediately brought down. And it looks like that's number 53, Devin Vittoria, one of their captains. Talk with Coach Deckard. He is one of their captains. 63 tackles on defense, also plays offensive tackle for them as well. He does a great job for them.
Well, Trevor Hurley, linebacker, just came off the field holding his shoulder, and we know this Kern Valley team pretty thin.
Escobar gets back. He's trying to throw that slant across the middle. Pass is intended for Miller, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 as the Roadrunners. You talked about it. Hurley's one of their guys on offense, plays linebacker. A lot of these guys playing both ways. He's their motion guy that we looked at on some sweeps. So hopefully it's just a stinger and he gets it back out there and he can play for him. Going wide, Escobar going up there, sets up a quarterback draw, and he's going right up the gut. And he definitely is their big-time player as he goes in for a Roadrunner touchdown. And the score is now 7-6.
Well set up. They went with an empty package there after the motion, which drew a linebacker out. That means it's one less guy you have to block. And quick little pump fake and then go. And a huge lane for him to run through.
So with the QB draw, we're going to see how Rosamond, if they go for 1, they go for 2. It appears they're going to go for 2 as they're in the huddle right now.
Yeah, they didn't bring a tee out. They get into a double wing set here for the 2-point conversion. Philosophy is the double wing is you should always be able to get 3 yards.
Jacob Flores at quarterback right now, and he's going to toss it to his buddy Aparicio, and Aparicio's going in there, and he gets the 2-point conversion, and the Roadrunners are up 8-7 with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter. What are some of your thoughts about this Roadrunners offense as they showed multiple sets that we've seen tonight?
Well, again, tough to defend when you've got a quarterback that can throw the ball and run the ball as well as he does. You got Aparicio out there at wide receiver or at running back when they chose to go in that double wing set. So it's just one more thing you got to work on, and you only have so many hours in a day to work on stuff. So, they can give you fits.
We definitely right there, and I can see why Coach Deckard wanted to slow him down right now, is Escobar is the real deal as an athlete. We saw him throw the ball a little bit. We saw him right there run. He is their playmaker. Probably, I would say tonight, probably the best player on the field as far as overall athleticism. Got to give it up to him. And I will say this, the coaching staff led by Coach Crimpian and Todd Fink, the offensive coordinator, they started going 3-by-1, started opening their splits up a little bit more, and they started gashing that Bronx defense. Ball is recovered by number 5, Aaron Grimsey.
There you go.
And he is finding some space right here, and a great return for the Kern Valley Bronx.
Yeah.
As they get to the 50, starting it off right here as well.
Excellent.
Tell us about field position, Tom.
Yeah, so it's nice to see them get up midfield, 50-yard line. You got a good thing happening. They've already taken a lot of time off the clock early on.
Absolutely.
We got 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go in this quarter. This is what we want to do, and a lot of fun watching. They got a 19-man squad, so to see them do what they're doing, it's really fun football to watch.
Great stuff.
Well, it does flip the field position there. When they were kicking with the wind at their back and you bring it back to the 50, they can get a couple first downs.
They're going to stay in the double wing right here. They're going to have Barton under center. The fake to Lightner, and they're going to give it to Grimsey again. He had a good enough return. Let's reward him right here. I will say this, if I'm Kern Valley, and I know Coach Deckard knows his players more than anything, but I think there has to come a point, I know they're run. There has to come a point where they have to take their shots in the pass game in order to loosen up the Roadrunners from stacking the box and getting in there.
Yeah, despite the fact there's only 3 guys at linebacker level for Rosamond, they got the 2 guys coming off the edge, so your pass protection becomes an issue if you're Kern Valley. It's a very unique way of defending the double wing. I really kind of like it.
So Barton tried to slow it down, give it to Hurley coming back into the game, but he's met by a slew of Roadrunners. Actually, is a 1 to 2 yard loss right here. Coach Deckard sending in the play to Clayton Hiles right now as they're going to try and figure out what they're going to do next. But nonetheless, I think the Roadrunners are anxious to get back onto the field so they can put up some points. But the Broncs are in no hurry. No hurry whatsoever.
Yeah, and I know Kern Valley was hoping to be able to run some clock and ideally get a first down, and if you had to punt with the wind at your back in the next quarter. But the wind is kind of swirling right now, going all kinds of directions.
3rd and 11. Here comes Barton, dropping back, being chased. That's the place he doesn't want to go. And he is brought down by number 7, and that is Jacob Flores. Takes a big-time sack all the way back, and the Broncs have to punt right here.
Well, it's one of those deals. They're playing pass coverage with their pass rush. With that many guys on the line of scrimmage and you're sending 8 guys every time, the quarterback is not going to have time to throw. He's not going to have time to roll out. And so you really, kind of trapped yourself. What they'll have to do eventually, I think, is just send a one-man route and keep 10 guys or 9 guys in to protect the quarterback to buy him a little time.
And there's go. Lightner's looking, and he's got to go right now. Mishap, miscommunication all over the place. And that's one thing Coach Deckard doesn't want to have is you go from the 50 back to the 30, and that's where they're going to pick up the ball right now. And hopefully they can have a good stop. Let it breathe a little bit, get out of this quarter just down by 1, and hopefully slow down this potent Roadrunner offense.
I know Lightner's upset with himself. He dropped the snap, but I do think he had time to get the ball up and punt it away, and I don't think you're going to run for that on 4th and about 30.
We're going to go back to the punt game, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Nonetheless, Escobar is going to get the ball handed off to the guy who had a big sack just a few minutes ago, Jacob Flores, and it looks like this is going to run it out to the end of the quarter right here, and it's going to get on there. One thing I could tell you as the quarter comes to an end right now, at the end of 1, Rosamond 8, Kern Valley 7. Sometimes when you're going both ways and you're asked to do a lot, you sometimes don't really specialize down on one thing to look at, and you're relying on that. You had Matt Darr as a punter, and what a punter he was. But how often would he practice punting in a given day? You would probably say a lot of your practice he'd be by himself doing some things. I know he played other positions for you, but there's a considerable amount of time for the punt game.
Well, Matt is a perfectionist, and he played linebacker for us too, and got recruited as a linebacker. But when we would do our offensive session, we allowed him to get an extra kicking and punting in because he was so technique oriented. Yep. He needed a number, but he also had to be smart with not tiring his leg out. But he was really smart with that and knew how to worked really hard, would go on weekends, and just really understood how to kick and punt a ball, and won a lot of games for us. Kicked a couple 53-yard field goals, was great at onside kicks, great at throwing fake punts, won us a couple games. Just really clutch. And then his punts, his senior year, he had his total return yards against him was 4 yards on his punts the entire season.
And so all that to say, he understood that if he muffed a catch, that he still had time to get that off.
Right.
And you have Lightner right here who may not specialize, may not be that Matt Darr. He's just a natural athlete that's just getting rid of it.
Right. He might get 5 punts in a day at practice.
He may panic a little bit on there. Nonetheless, Escobar comes out to start out the second quarter, going to take a shot in the corner of the end zone, and wide open right there, and a great throw and catch. Unbelievable to start the third quarter off. That is the combination that we've talked about all night. That is Escobar to Aparicio for the touchdown for the Roadrunners. What did you see right there, Coach?
I saw beauty. I mean, that planted feet, threw that ball perfectly on that corner route. The timing was perfect. Great hands. I mean, you put it in a spot where only your guy can get it, running full speed, right on stride. The corner route is not an easy route to complete. But that was, like I said, perfection.
And not an easy route to complete, both for the receiver and for the quarterback. The receiver's got to look above his head and bring that down right there. With lights getting in there, sometimes you could lose the ball. But Aparicio did a great job. 2-point conversion right now going on, and that is Escobar gets in there. Roadrunners are up.
Kern Valley had a chance to stop that, and that would have been a big play there if you could have made it just 14-7 over there. But the outside linebacker missed the tackle, and he was able to bounce out wide and score. So this next drive is critical for Kern Valley. They need to show that they can do like they did that first drive, put some first downs together, run some clock down, and have some success.
Rosamond up 16-7, the voice of Rich Cornford. Got Tom Cornford up here. What did you notice about some of these fishing places up here? Let's get off a little bit. He was going to bring his pole tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but he didn't.
No, this is a great place, great community up here. They are known for their whitewater rafting, their fishing, top-notch, good people, good things to do. Definitely want to take advantage of this place that we have in our beautiful county that sometimes we forget about. That just up the hill, not too far, you can be in some amazing water. So great fishing, especially this time of year. Really fun when the water starts to get a little lower like this. So
absolutely. That's Nature Tom, Nature Cornford, and Coach Cornford. We got out here tonight. And the Roadrunners kick it off, and it goes to number 17. And what a beauty, just barely.
Oh, man.
Kevin does great work on that. You're able to see right there. That almost stopped right at the 1.
Oh, man.
And number 17, Conrad Miller, is counting his lucky stars right now that did not stop. I thought it was close right there to stopping at the 1. I got to say this every broadcast. I'm with Rich Cornford, and I got another one up here. I got to say this. We are Northern League boys right here. I got to make sure that's always brought out. And I'm one of the few people, and I'm going to give this shout out, one of the few people that can say Lompoc correctly.
That's right.
It's not Lompoc, it's Lompoc.
That's right.
And I want to make sure everyone knows about that. Nonetheless, Barton gets under center. And in motion is Lightner this time as he's trying to get out there. And I'm going to tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, one of the talents here, Jacob Lightner, is a load. He kind of does it all, and he seems to be just a good teammate, get out there, good sportsmanship. Jacob Lightner has shown us some things that he's kind of do it all for Kern Valley.
Well, I'm really impressed with this Rosamond defensive set. I like the way they're doing things, packing everything inside, but they got those two guys exceptionally wide. And on that particular play, the power toss that's the main play in the double wing offense, the outside linebacker that was so wide was able to bend inside and tackle that for a 2-yard gain when it looked like there was a good hole in there. And you just figure out there's no scheme I can think of that you could be able to block this guy.
Once again, here goes Barton, going to toss it out right there to Grimsby. Escobar missed the tackle. We talk about wrapping up a lot that's going on there. Grimsby gets out there, going to set up about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. You know, and if I'm Coach Deckard right now, I'm happy with this, right? I'm happy with what's going on right here. They're able to chunk a little bit at a time. But nonetheless, they do have to pass the ball. I'm going to come back to this. I know I'm a former quarterback to look at it, but they're going to have to pass the ball at one point. Last time they tried passing the ball, Jacob Flores made a big play in the backfield for the sack.
Yeah, they're watching that back judge, waiting for him to motion the 5 seconds. Again, milking clock.
And Barton's going to look to hand it off to Lightner.
There you go.
And Lightner finds some space right now, and it takes a slew of Roadrunners to get him down, but it's enough for a Bronx first down.
I like how he runs low. He's got those big legs. A little Rothman coming out right there.
Oh, I love the reference. Anytime you mention a 49er, I get excited.
Look at that,
so
man. Nice pad level. Everything looks really good there. He's going to tire him out a little bit.
I will not be mentioning the 49ers tonight.
I have the mute button right here. Coach Cornford is no longer going to be saying anything tonight. But nonetheless, Barton is under center. And going in motion again is Grimsby. They're going to try and get out there for that toss sweep to kind of find some of those edges right here going on.
Good cut there by Grimsby to pick up 3 yards. Again, 3 yards is a successful play in this offense. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely, in the double wing.
And you think about the 2 drives where they struggled. They started one with 2 penalties in a row, and the other one they took a huge sack when they did try to throw the ball on. Oh, we just got a flag out of nowhere.
We're going to see, could be a sideline warning maybe. Usually it comes in that direction where the white hat's got to come over and got to say something to a head coach. We don't know if there was a comment that was being made, if it's a personal foul, if there's an ejection. It looks like one of the players, number 66, Austin Schmeck, was involved with something that may have been said. I don't know if he's ejected. We're trying to figure out what happened on this play. And it appears that he may have been ejected. It appears to be a 15-yard penalty. So sometimes we may not see everything that goes on there, but a 15-yard penalty, possible ejection, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow, not messing around.
And we're all about sportsmanship up here, and we got to make sure that, you know, that the game's played the right way and emotions run high, especially when a game that they may think they should be running away with, and it's only a one-possession game to look at. If I'm Coach Deckard, I'm going to take those yards any way that we can get them, and this is all of a sudden they're sitting in the driver's seat a little bit, and maybe Coach Deckard's looking to see who's in, who's out.
Well, another thing you can see with this double wing offense when a defense is playing 8 guys up is if you can pop one clean, you can go the distance with it, you know.
Wasco famous for that, right? Coming out and trying to just find those little.
Yeah, Darren Owens back in 1997 or 96 or 97 brought the double wing to Wasco. I was on that staff for 1 year. And, you know, it took a team with pretty good talent, but it made us very tough to beat over there, and we had a successful year that year.
Bronx come out first down. They're on the 45. On the Roadrunners 45. Lightner in motion, going to give them the ball right here. I'm going to tell you, 4 yards, 3-4 yards a pop. This is going to wear down on the Roadrunners. They keep getting that, especially a heavy dose of Lightner right there is really going to help these Bronx. I mean, we see the clock just churning, going down. And a double wing game, a good old-fashioned 16-15, 16-7 game, I think is what a double wing team wants to have.
Well, huddling up, coming out, take a look at that back judge.
Lightner in that little bit of motion, and like a lot of double wing teams that we see, every now and again, it's sweep. Here comes Sally back underneath on that little counter play going back against the grain.
Yeah, you give them a little misdirection over there. You know, there's not a ton of different plays that you run. You can sometimes change the blocking scheme or here or there, but the emphasis is on we're just going to beat you up front. We're bigger and stronger, and we think we can pick up those 3 and 4 yards a pop and keep grinding on you. So this is definitely 4-down territory for Kern Valley.
Mountain football, Steve Denman football up on the mountain, you know, wing T. Grind. Patient on the run going on here. Hand the ball off right here, and there is Jacob Lightner.
Look at that boy. Look at that.
He is rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Ladies and gentlemen, here goes Jacob Lightner.
Oh,
looks to be a horse collar right there.
I hope he's okay. He may be hurt from that. He's holding his knee, and that's what you hate to see.
He's tough, and he's getting up right there, and he's going to walk it off. Hopefully he's all right, but Jacob Lightner with a long.
Coach Deckard checking on him right there. That's a good kid that running the ball hard, and I think you see the frustration on his face over there, worried that he might be over. He knows how important he is to this team and to this town.
They're going there. They're going to see what's happening going on there. Hopefully Jacob Lightner is okay, because I think we all know it. He is the heart and soul of this Kern Valley Bronx team, and he appears to be okay.
He's got a pretty good limp.
He's trying to look for some push right there.
There's a reason they made that horse collar illegal, because it torques your body the wrong way.
They're do it all right here. And you talked about it early in this broadcast. You lose one player in the Kern Valley Bronx, you're down pretty mightily. And hopefully he is okay. He does have that limp, but it looks like he's walking a little bit better now.
That's good to see right now.
That is great to see.
That's really good. We got Hurley back. We get him back. That's big for your team when you only have 19 players suited up.
What you worry about is not necessarily the moving straight ahead. It's the can you cut side to side.
Yeah. Yep.
Nonetheless, the Bronx had the ball on the 1 going in. And I know it was a great 35-yard run by Lightner.
Man, he's as tough a kid as you're going to get.
Absolutely. And he's doing some squats and mobility stuff that's better than I'll ever be. And we'll look at it. Nonetheless, the Bronx, as we get back to the game, a lot of movement going on there. What they don't want to see, Roadrunners are clapping up, appears to be a false start. I think they got to get points right here. Lightner's down there trying to figure out if he's okay going side to side, as you talked about. He's completely ginger right there, and it's hopefully the Bronx can score it for their teammate.
Well, how many times do you see a team 1st and goal jump off sides? I know when we were in high school and running that tee, we'd always go on set so that you'd never shoot yourself in the foot down here.
All going to be on the same page. Barton under center. Out in the 6.
There you go. Good for them. Good job.
And it's going to be Grimsby on the touchdown. And that is Aaron Grimsby with a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bronx get back on the board, and they're hanging right in here with a tough Rosamond Roadrunners team.
Yeah, good hard run over there. Good blocking up front. There was a small seam, and he attacked it. Put it in the end zone. Now, interesting to see if they go for 2. Last time they kicked it, even if they go for 2, they'll be down a point. So I'm not sure what their philosophy will be on that. Maybe they think with this wind, you're better off going for 2 as well.
Yeah, you never know the philosophy.
You know who their kicker was,
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yeah,
that's what's happening here.
And the kicker's got to figure out what they're going to go on defense. You hand the ball off to Grimsby. He's trying to find some space.
Come on, baby.
And Grimsby gets in
there. There you go.
And he gets 2 points.
That's a captain. 16. That's a captain taking it and just going for it. Good job.
And he's played tough on that sweep game right there. Rosamond 16, Kern Valley 15 with 6:48 left in the second.
Proud of those guys, man. Just pushing it, going for it. Homecoming. Big game for them up here on the mountain. This is what they want.
Hats off to that offensive line that did a great job of creating holes for the running backs to go through.
Talk about a big game, homecoming.
Oh, man. Up on the mountain like this for these guys. This is a lot of pride.
Kern Network. We got a lot.
I'm glad we're here, man. We should represent, and they're definitely pulling it for our county right now and doing what they can out here. I'm very proud of these guys.
And we got to give it to Rosamond, too. They're also part of around Kern County.
That's
they have the 661 area code.
That's it.
They're out there as well, and they're not part of the Kern High School district, but there are great people out at Rosamond as well. Like to thank their administration that they've been very responsive this week. Specifically, Krista Reeder, who's the athletic director. She's done a great job with the Rosamond Roadrunner, as has Principal Harold Roney and the assistant principal, Debbie Keys. Thank you, Rosamond, for being a part of our broadcast tonight. Catch all our replays at KHSD Athletics, all the touchdowns, all the big plays, first down, camera work as well. And it goes to the ever-dangerous Aparicio.
Well, that's a great job covering that kick, because I would not want to kick it to that kid.
Absolutely. I'll tell you this, Aparicio, I think he played a lot of schools in Bakersfield, some of the bigger schools. He's a natural athlete right here, and I just think that what Rosamond is doing, I mean, they have some big kids up front. It looks like they've been in the weight room. It looks like they're, got some strength. They do some good stuff out there in Rosamond. But I'm telling you, these Kern Valley Bronx, gritty, tough.
Yep.
What you see out here from a Kern Valley team. Staying in the 3x1, we saw the Roadrunners go to that on their second drive and were successful.
You see how much space there is between each of the Kern Valley defenders.
Escobar again, and they're trying to gash it right up there. And it's a new running back, number 24, Gabriel Sanchez.
Hurley again.
Looks like to be a first down.
Come on, bud.
There goes Hurley. Lightner looks like he's got his helmet back on. May try and look at some running and stuff, but Coach Decker knows that if they could sustain their defensive prowess right now, maybe get him in the second half. He got 6:22. Make sure he's stretched out, ready to go. But football players are football players, and they don't want to leave the field.
That's right.
3-by-1 on the far side. Escobar back at quarterback. Going to hand it off to Gabe
Hurley
Sanchez.
again. Good job, Hurley.
I'm going to tell you, Gabe Sanchez has come in and been a different runner for these road runners right here. Kind of a spark plug. Kind of going in the hurry up that you see with a lot of spread teams.
Well, they're attacking that inside with those big line splits. There's huge holes already without anybody having to block yet.
Absolutely. And again, giving it to Gabe Sanchez. And he's finding not only is he inside, but he's also outside. It seems like it's Sanchez and Hurley's always around the ball. He's right out there.
Hurley came from the left side all the way up there to the right side and hustling all over the place, man.
And it looks like Kern Valley is trying to slow him down. But ever since the Roadrunners have gotten this 3-by-1, 3 receivers to one side, 1 receiver to another, haven't been able to stop it. Again, it's Sanchez, and again, he's got some yards, about 8 to 10 yards. A flag is thrown. It appears to be in the area of holding, and yet another flag is thrown at the very end of the play. That could be some late stuff that's going on, a late hit maybe and a hold. We got holding on one side. And you got a personal foul, probably a late hit. We're going to see if one goes at the end of the play, if it's a dead ball, or if it's all simultaneous in the play. And they both appear to be both part of the play, so they're going to offset, and it's going to be first down, Rosamond.
Our man Hurley made that tackle again.
This is an especially critical drive because if Rosamond puts more points on the board here and then gets the ball first in the second half, they could potentially put the game away early.
Escobar getting back to pass, not even looking. Ooh, and a big opportunity possibly for number 10, Brett Grimsby. Had a chance to maybe get that pick right there. But nonetheless, it's going to bring up second down. Those splits have been the big difference ever since they've gone to this 3-by-1 and opened it up a little bit. They've been able to gash them inside, as you talk about. I'm probably looking about a 2.5 foot splits right there that they're getting on there. Maybe even a little bit longer wider right there.
Yeah, and we don't have heights and weights by their linemen, but it's a very big but fit-looking offensive line. You know, there's not guys with big bellies out there, but the guys that can move their feet and be athletic enough to really exploit those splits to their advantage.
And especially if you don't have a Lightner right there in the middle, they're going to try and keep going right back up the middle with that. Nonetheless, Flores right there, and it's a design quarterback keep as he tries to follow number 7, Flores. Escobar going to set up third and long.
Who was on that tackle again?
That was your boy Hurley right there.
How many tackles did he come in with?
Man, he's going to come in with, if we look at this, he had 63 tackles. 73 tackles.
That's amazing.
He's all over the place right now as well, but definitely see he's one of the prominent guys. Escobar back to throw the ball. He's going to look deep, and I'll say this, Escobar looks pretty good at quarterback, setting up his feet, delivering a good ball right there, trying to find that out, but this is 4-down territory for a team that's high-powered. 16-15 game, 4 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in the half.
Huge play for both teams. For Kern Valley to keep their confidence up, to get the ball in decent field position, to have enough time to score themselves before the half runs out. And then for Rosamond to try to keep this thing, put a score in, and then get the ball in to begin the second half.
Escobar getting
good rush. Come on.
Feeling some pressure. Got a lot of space going right here. I think Escobar's going to keep it. And that's the one guy pretty dangerous to look at. He makes a big first down for the Roadrunners. 4 minutes, 28 seconds. The clock stops. Everything you want for the Roadrunners, they got right there. First down on 4th and 8. Escobar is able to run out of there. And
we have a great athlete at quarterback.
They're going to run the clock as they're running that look out there, so they're going to keep the clock going right here, 16-15, trying to understand why the clock is running.
I think because we're at Kern Valley and they want the clock to run.
They keep it going on there. I don't get that 3-by-1 coming out right now. And they're going to go back to that corner again. And
good play.
But a great play.
Nice.
And we've got to get a number on that. Is that number 5 right there?
Yes, it is, Captain
Aaron
again.
Grimsby, with a big play. There's something in that corner, to look at. They've been taking shots at that corner right there, but.
Yeah, I think they're getting some man-to-man coverage, and they feel like their slot receiver versus the outside linebacker is a good matchup for them. And obviously early on it was, but that was a heck of a good play by Grimsby.
And here we go, and Escobar does a little bit of a fake, but nonetheless he's going to try and
big
find
block.
some space.
They're going to call it.
And a flag is on the ground.
Yeah. The point of emphasis for the officials of the last couple of years has been that blindside block to protect the athletes over there, and that was a clear case of it. What the offensive player has to do there is just get his hands up and not to go for the kill shot. And it's tough for kids to learn that sometimes, and sometimes it takes 15 yards to teach them that lesson.
3 minutes, 50 seconds in the second quarter. The wind has picked up. I wish it stayed light, like at 6:30 the whole time, so you at home could see these mountains and these rocks and just the whole atmosphere here that we have in Lake Isabella.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at the white hat, see what he's going to call right now, as he's going to explain to Coach Deckard. Personal fouls, little mistakes. Got to control your emotions, make sure things are good to go.
They got 58 coming out, junior.
Adam Verto appears to be coming out. Still looking to see where the ball is going to be placed. It appeared to be after the play. So I wonder if they're going to march it back and then march it forward again like they normally should do in a play like this. Taking a lot of time to kind of sort out and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I think we had the one block early on, so that would have made it a 2nd and 25. And then you had that shot later. I think it is ultimately just going to end up offsetting each other.
So here we go. We're going to get to some direction from the white hat as we take this time right now. Personal foul against the Bronx.
Wow. I guess they ignored the other one. I mean, it seemed like a pretty clear case of that, but.
And it's going to be Escobar going to get right under center. Probably a sneak going to go on right here. Going to find an area to go.
Boy, look at those guys come up.
Sturdy Bronx get up there and have a big goal line stand right there. Got to make sure that we thank the U.S. Army and Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, our big financial sponsors that help the Kern High Network go and tick. They've been with us from the beginning. Thank you to both of you guys. Been such a huge influence for us. Thank you. 3 minutes, 12 seconds ticking down, second quarter. Escobar, 2nd and goal. And it's going to be, yes, it is going to be a touchdown. Number 7, Jacob Flores, with the short 2-yard touchdown run.
All right, this conversion attempt is critical again, as it's currently a 7-point lead. Kern Valley would love to keep it at that to prevent it from being a 2-score game. I think in this situation around Kern Valley, I bet the house and probably bring the house to try and prevent any kind of a run play, but then pressure the quarterback if it is a pass and roll the dice.
I wonder if Rosamond's thinking that they may roll the dice and bring the house like that, so they go do a hard count, maybe move this a little bit closer. 2 minutes, 59 seconds left.
Yeah, the risk versus reward of a hard count, though, is it does gain you a yard and a half, but if you screw up and jump offside yourself, you're backed up 5. They're in their double wing set.
And their double wing quarterback is Jacob Flores, who just scored the touchdown. Going to turn and hand it off to Sanchez. Looks like
how about that? Look at that.
Short.
Yeah, they'd been successful running the little power toss each of the first 2 times, tried to mix it up there. Kern Valley up to the task with about 3 minutes left here. Kern Valley down 7. If they can get a decent return here, they might have a shot.
Yeah, and you talk about the difference, a 24-15 game to a 22-15 game. Errors in the side of Kern Valley. This is a critical moment, critical drive right now for 253. But I'm going to say this for a double wing team. 253 is not a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
If you're a spread team, that's an entire.
They need to get this ball to about their 45, and knowing that, I think I would bring my deep guy up to about the 15-yard line here, knowing that the wind picked up again. He's kicking right into the teeth of it. I'd bring him up to the 20 because I want him catching this thing and attacking.
I may kick it to number 12 right here, Jacob Lightner. He's just coming back onto the field. Don't know his whole status of having a knee, and that ball ends up going out of bounds. Going to be on the 35. I think that error inside of the Bronx right here, special teams.
So they're going to have the win behind them this time. This might be that pass you've been asking for.
Yeah.
We got a 7-point ball game. That wind's going to be with them. It's blowing right out of the south this time. It's probably 15, 20-mile-an-hour wind now. This might be interesting to see if they open it up a little bit.
Take a chance. I'll say this. I'm not a double wing, never have been wing T guy that goes on there. I understand the patience that they have in order to run it. Coach Decker knows his personnel more than I do. I see the max preps, I hear the interviews, but I don't see these kids day in and day out. So I know he's going to dial something up, and he's got that perfect pass play sitting there, but I still think as an offense, you do got to be able to pass the ball. Barton under center again, going to turn and hand it off to Grimsby, who has one of the touchdowns tonight. Going to get a 1-yard loss, and the clock is ticking, 2:40 and counting.
Well, the whole double wing philosophy is you don't want to throw the ball when people think you're going to throw the ball, because then you're in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to throw the ball on a heavy rundown when people aren't thinking of it, and then somebody blows an assignment, you get the guy wide open. Typically, you'll see him go 2 for 3 for 100 yards, passing, because they're just going deep.
Well, you got Aparicio and you got Escobar, the 2 best athletes as DBs. Probably want to stay away from this right side if you're going to go anywhere. Toss to Hurley right there, who's kind of been all over the field tonight. It's going to be a timeout. The Roadrunners are going to call it.
That's a smart timeout by the Roadrunners.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach Krempian understands that his offense can score quickly. He's got Kern Valley in a 3rd and long situation, which they're not tailor-made for. So he's likely to get the ball back here with about 1:45 if he calls another timeout for this next one, and he'll have about 60-65 yards to go. And with Aparicio out there, you can get those yards in a hurry. 2
minutes is an eternity for a spread team, as you talked about, with Aparicio out there, with Escobar slinging it around. It's a field position game. You don't know about Lightner's status as a punter.
Well, he is back in there at the fullback. They haven't given him the ball yet. But you're right. As a punter, you don't know how that's going to feel. But it would be fun to punt the ball with this wind at your back. I might look like Matt Dyer.
Yeah. Key word in that is might. That's the key thing right there. So we'll see how this goes right now. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. We're at Kern Valley High School in Lake Isabella, California, home of the Bronx. In this High Desert League action. First time we've said that all year, High Desert League, instead of the SWYL or the SEYL or the SSL or the SEYL. We're talking about the HDL, the High Desert League. Barton under center coming over. Has it a relatively deep back.
Something different.
Going to send Lightner in motion.
Look at
there goes Lightner.
He's going to try and throw it.
And he was going to try and throw it. And Rosamond was all over it. I think they sniffed it out. And another timeout, 1:52. Rosamond is going to call it.
Yeah, again, you don't want to throw when they're expecting you to throw. 3rd and 9 is not the down to throw on. Sometimes it's difficult to play these double wing teams because 3rd and 9 is a rundown for them because they're going to go for it on 4th down. So 3rd and 9, they run it, pick up 5. Now it's 4th and 4. You don't know if they'll run or pass either. And so it makes it very different to defend because you have to change your concept on down and distance and what teams' tendencies do. So another good timeout there by Rosamond. And like I said, they should be getting the ball back about 1:45. And whoever does go into punt there for Kern Valley, their average should improve quite a bit after this one.
Wow, we just get the World Series update. I got a little quiet right there. Astros 5, Dodgers 3. What a game that is going on. I got to give a shout out to the PA announcer. He just announced that our game's being live streamed at KernHighNetwork.com.
Oh, that's cool.
It's great that they're going to give us some support on that as well.
Yeah.
So excited to be out here. I will say this, at the end of the year, we have covered every school in the Kern High School District, every comprehensive high school, and we solidify it with our boys up here, the Kern Valley Broncs. Number 5, that's Aaron Grimsby.
The captain. Here he goes.
And they're going to bring the house off the edge right there.
There you go, buddy.
And he gives a nice little punt right there. Last time they muffed it and holding on. Great
Alligator,
job
look at
right
that.
there. That is great. That's number 17, Conrad Miller, with a great tackle. And, of course, a wrestler would say that's an alligator right there that you got to look at there.
Well, that was a quarterback, Escobar, returning that punt and getting twisted around like that. You don't see many quarterbacks returning punts these days, and there's probably a reason for that.
He's kind of gimpy, too. If you look at him, he's kind of limping a little bit.
And one of the reasons for this is
look at that left leg a little bit.
20-man roster. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to pitch in and help out where they can be at.
That's right.
Escobar's limpy, got 3x1 coming out here.
He's feeling his left leg a little bit.
Well, his legs are a weapon too, so that's pretty critical.
Coach Cornford, you talked about how critical the last series was. This is critical right here, that the Broncs get a stop.
Screen.
Great screen set up right there as well, but
good
holding
job,
on is number 53, and we'll get a name right now, but that is Devin Vittoria with a great tackle by the Broncs.
Devin's a tough two-way player, maybe their best offensive lineman, either him or Fernando Mendez.
Oh! And the Broncs are playing pretty good defense right now.
Yeah, almost looked like a hitch and lateral there, but it was unintentional. Ball pinballed off of one receiver into the hands of the other. Brings up, they're calling it a first down. Yeah, it looks like he went and moved the chains. 1:11 to go over here. No huddle offense, but taking a little time off the clock.
And the clock is ticking to a minute. Going to go underneath. Escobar gets back. He's looking to go deep. A lot of time to throw a good ball right there.
Look at that.
Up there, and a big play. Man. Big time catch, big time throw. And that is number 23, Marcel Johnson, coming down with the big time pass play.
Well, he threw that ball 50 yards in the air against what we said, 15 to 20 mile an hour wind. Holy cow.
That was pretty good.
That's a big-time arm right there.
Yep.
Nonetheless, Escobar's trying to get the ball in there.
Now, they've done that twice where they tighten down the splits and go to a quarterback sneak, but it's obvious Coach Deckard has scouted that out, and Kern Valley packs everybody in there and has stuffed it 2 times in a row now. So I think they're much better off keeping those wide splits and creating the space that way.
I want to reemphasize, sometimes I get a little quiet because I'm putting replays up on Twitter at KHSD Athletics, or if you don't tweet, as they say, you can go to Facebook, Kern High Network, and you can see some of those replays. Excited to be out here. It's been a great broadcast, great conditions. I will say great conditions. I mean it. Everything's been solid so far for us. Love the wind.
It's definitely coming.
Hey, we're using every object we can up here to hold our stuff down. You're probably getting a taste of the audio coming out there. Kevin Willie's enjoying this win as he enjoys all the elements out here. Kevin, got to give you a shout out. Going 2x2, we haven't seen this in a while, but nonetheless, Escobar is getting out there. And Escobar delivers a ball, touchdown. It looks like it's going to be to Johnson.
That's a huge score, and absolutely no pressure put on the quarterback there. He was completely relaxed over there, able to scan the field and find the open guy.
Actually, that's going to be Miller with the touchdown. So Escobar to Miller with the touchdown right before half.
Well, you see, Kern Valley's game plan, their best chance to win, they've executed, but there's just so little margin for error when you're trying that against a team that can score so fast. You give them 2 minutes, or in this case, a minute and a half, and you can be in trouble.
And like they do in their 2-point conversions, Jacob Flores is coming out here And he is the quarterback. When they get in their double wing, they're going to hand it off to their regular quarterback, which is Escobar, and they get the 2-point conversion. And now it's Rosamond 30, Kern Valley 15. With 37 seconds left in the half.
Well, I think great use of timeouts when they were on defense over there. Once they realized they could get them into a long yardage situation and force them to punt the ball there, they started burning timeouts on defense, which allowed their offense to have enough time to make a play. And then, again, the 50-yard throw into the wind over here. I mean, you can't coach that. That's just a kid that's extremely gifted.
And you got Marcel Johnson, who leaked by the defense right there. And, sometimes you got – you know what Escobar can do, and you know what Aparicio can do. And if you notice on offense, they're doing these little – they're hiding – or they're using Aparicio as a decoy, where they may hold him back in like a screen, or they may do other things. It actually opened up the slant. It actually opened up the deep ball, because people are so worried about what Aparicio is going to do that allows the other teammates to get out there. Nonetheless, we get out here. The Bronx do receive it.
Come on, baby.
In and out. And you see Grimsby right here trying to find an edge right here, but is driven out of bounds.
Good return by the
That's
captain.
Number 23, Marcel Johnson.
Look at that. Your receiver's playing
kickoff. Yeah, small town football. But you got these rosters about 20 to 30.
Yeah.
You got to play both ways.
You hear those jet engines over there at Edwards Air Force Base right now?
Yeah, that's in our ears right now going on.
These guys are coming.
The wind is picking up right now. 26 seconds left to go in the first half. The momentum is in Rosamond's favor. They get the ball at half. Trying to see. First time we've seen all night. Kern Valley is coming out 2-by-2, a little bit of a spread. Their spread quarterback, Lightner, throws the ball a little bit more.
There you go.
The lefty gets out there and he throws it. A flag is down. A little bit of chippiness going on right down here between Rosamond and Kern Valley.
That's a good play right there.
But we're going to see what it's going to be.
Shoot.
It's going to be a hold that negates a big Kern Valley first down.
Well, despite the fact that Kern Valley went in the spread, Rosamond brought 6-guy pressure. They kept those 2 wide guys coming. Kern Valley had the great call for it. Throws a little bubble out there, get it out of the quarterback's hands fast. It's unfortunate that somebody was holding, because he got it out of the hands so fast they probably didn't even need the block.
I will say this, Jacob Lightner is going to play a heck of a game tonight. I mean, he's sitting in there, delivered a great ball. He's hurt. He's not coming off the field. He's a tough kid.
That's pretty impressive.
Heart and soul of the Bronx.
Yeah, that's good.
Coming out 2-by-2 again. Here comes Lightner.
Oh, boy.
And they bring the pressure right here as well, and not coming down. Still on his feet.
He's trying
Jacob
hard.
Lightner. The zeros go across, and we're going to wait to see if there is a down that they get. We're going to see what the penalty is.
Lightner refuses to go down with just 1 or 2 guys. I mean, he thinks it's just not manly enough of him.
It's on the defense.
It's going to be
they face masked him, I believe.
Defense. So I wonder, and Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but 1 untimed down as it goes to zeros.
Yeah,
if it's on the defense.
The half can end on a defensive penalty.
1 untimed down is going to be it right here. And I like lefties. Saw Cade Sakamoto. We saw Cade Sakamoto last week on a Highland Hail Mary. We love lefties because I was a lefty quarterback, and I'll bring up another 49ers reference, Steve Young, all the way. My idol. Want to beat him one day.
When I was playing at Lompoc, and then Tom was there too, we played against Mark Brunell, a lefty out of St. Joseph's.
Here we go. Lightner dropping back. Going to take a shot, but big time pressure by number 4, Aparicio. And that's going to put it at the half.
Yeah, again, Rosamond's whole philosophy on defending the pass is they're going to hit the quarterback within 2 seconds. So they don't need to cover for very long.
So what we're going to do right here at the half, it's 30-15. Rosamond is up over Kern Valley Bronx. We're excited to be here in Lake Isabella, California. We're going to go ahead, show some commercials, and we're going to have a long break right here so we can catch our breath. Been an exciting first half here in Lake Isabella, California. Rich Cornford, Tom Cornford, and a Cornford sandwich tonight. I'm enjoying it a lot. We're live on the Kern High Network. We'll be back in just a minute. KernHighNetwork.com.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
We're learning a lot about how mobile apps are made, the programming and coding that goes into it, along with the time and effort. Along with that is also the entrepreneurship of the class, learning how to run our own business.
We're also learning basic marketing skills, people skills, graphic design, and social media marketing so that they can freelance, they can work on their own, they can apply for a job, they can go to BC or Cal State or any other university who offers programs that are specific within the mobile app development concentration or business concentration.
With my future and career, I do plan on being somewhat of an entrepreneur, owning my own business, sort of a clothing brand line. And so this will definitely help me out with possibly an app for my company, and the entrepreneur part helping me be able to run my business as smoothly as I can make it go.
We're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top-selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun, and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here, and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We got 3 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Exciting first half. High Desert League action, Kern Valley Broncs against the Rosamond Road Runners. Very, very exciting to be out here. What are some of your thoughts from the first half there, Coach Cornford?
Well, each side has exceptional athletes that they try to highlight. Jacob Lightner for Kern Valley is all that advertised. He plays linebacker for him, he kicks, he punts for him, and he plays running back, quarterback. What do they need from him? He's a tough kid running hard. 5'9", 215 pounds, all right? Hard kid to tackle, works hard for every snap. Well, Rosamond, they feature Mario Aparicio, who's a stud wide receiver DB, a mismatch with his size, speed. And their quarterback, Isaiah Escobar, has thrown some incredible passes, 50 yards into the wind, and not just into any small wind, into a 15-mile-an-hour wind.
Got to give a shout-out to Gavin Bell. He's done a great job for us tonight. He's the assistant principal at Kern Valley High School. First time his name's ever been said on a live stream broadcast. Got to make sure that his name is on there. He was just up here, a gracious host, done a great job for us. So thank you, Gavin. Appreciate all that you've done for us, man. And as you brought it up, is Escobar, as advertised, he is, at the end of the half, we're talking 16-15 going into the half with just a few minutes left to go. And nonetheless, Escobar put up 2 quick points, touchdowns. They got some weapons all the way around. We saw a long 50-yard bomb to Marcel Johnson, who leaked behind coverage out there. We also saw number 24, Gabriel Sanchez, was kind of a change-up running back from Jacob Flores, who'd been doing a lot of running, and we saw the adjustment that was made, and we talked about this all night in the broadcast, is Rosamond started coming out in 3-by-1, widening those splits out a little bit, not necessarily to pass the ball, but to run between those tackles because of those 2.5 to 3 foot splits that were out there. And I'm curious to see what happens in the second. At the very end of the first half, we saw Kern Valley come out in 2-by-2, a little bit of spread. And talking with Coach Decker this week is like, hey, when we come out and spread, it's going to be Jacob Lightner throwing the ball. We saw one throw. There was a penalty on it by Jacob Lightner, but he delivered a good ball. A little lefty right there, get out there. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, I'm partial to those lefties because I was a lefty quarterback myself way back in the day. I sound like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, kind of. I could throw a ball over the mountains, right?
About a quarter mile.
Yeah, about a quarter mile. But nonetheless, it's exciting to be out here. I will say this, Kevin Willie's doing a great job with the camera, but he's capturing something I have not seen in a long time. Musical chairs at a high school football game directly in the center. It's a pie walk is what it's called that Kevin Willie is telling me right now. So we have our first pie walk that we see right here, and there is a winner right here. Yeah, it's a pie walk. They're actually walking around, and who is going to get a pie? Have you ever seen this before, Coach Cornford?
I have seen pie walks at school fundraisers before, but never as the halftime entertainment.
Only in small towns will we be able to see something like this. I love it so much. And we just got our pizza delivery. Tom, he's been off air. He's been running errands for us, getting pizza for the crew. Never thought we'd be live streaming a pie walk going on right now, but nonetheless, this is intense. They're talking about steak fries, and they're talking about pie walks, all of these things. Good old-fashioned football going on right now. Senior class pie walk. Thoughts on that, Tom?
Super awesome. Fun community to be a part of. Real friendly people up here, and super excited about homecoming, and you can see it in just the pride that they have. Proud of their guys stepping up and playing hard football, and some guys got hurt, and they keep playing, and hope they get to watch some of this later on, and super proud of them, what they're doing.
Have the memories and all that stuff. This
That's
game
right.
will be archived. KernHighNetwork.com. You will see it. It is zeros going across the board as the refs make their way back onto the field. The Kern Valley Broncs are already out there. The Rosamond Roadrunners are warming up. There's a 3-minute runoff. So that's going to go off as captains are going to line up. Rosamond will receive in the third quarter as we near the end of this half.
Well, one thing Rosamond has is those multiple weapons, For them, they're able to key on Lightner and where he lines out, play their defense accordingly. Where Rosamond has so many different weapons, including a quarterback that's mobile, can run and throw, makes it much more tough for Kern Valley to consistently defend that. I think Kern Valley, in order to come away with this one, is going to have to find a way to pressure the quarterback, because these last couple pass plays, he's had 5, 6, 7 seconds to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And you just can't survive when you're trying to cover athletes that are as good as the athletes Rosamond has, with that being the scenario. So you're going to have to take some chances to pressure him. On the other end, we see Rosamond is more than happy to pressure Kern Valley anytime they get them into a passing situation. They're sending 6 guys, forcing Kern Valley to get it out of their hands really quick. So Kern Valley has got to be able to control the line of scrimmage and stay in convertible third downs where they can run it and then eventually surprise them by throwing it.
As we get ready to start the third quarter, Kevin Willie, I want you to do something for me. Over by the scoreboard, is that a chicken or is that something that's over there that has caught my eye? And our cameraman extraordinaire is going to pan in on that. We're going to look on that. It appears to be some sort of...
Is it a roadrunner?
It's not a roadrunner. I think it's a rooster or something that's out there. Huh? It looks like a rooster that's out there, and the goalpost is right in the way of it. I may take a picture of it after the game, put it on Twitter at KHSD Athletics, but the random things we see at football games, just saw it right now. Let's get back to the field of play right now as Jacob Lightner, the super do-it-all player for the Kern Valley Broncs, is going to kick off to start off this second half.
We'll have to get our historian Tom to find out the origin of the rooster or the chicken or whatever that thing is.
Absolutely. Nature, historian, all of that, he's going to go ask right now. Tom is a go-getter right now, and he's going to go get that for us.
Onside kick.
Onside kick opportunity for Kern Valley as they get started. Kevin Willie, our cameraman, thinks it may be a tradition to steal it, but we're going to get the facts on this. It's piqued my curiosity, got my attention. Roadrunners get the ball. They're on the 46-yard line to start out the third quarter. And they come out, and what was so successful for them in the first half, 3-by-1. And when you got Marcel Johnson and you got Mario Aparicio next to each other, it makes for a dangerous combination. Escobar in the pistol, going to get out, looking down the field, going to take a shot, sets up a little screenplay to Gabe Sanchez as he trying to get by there. A flag is on there, could be a hold. Short game.
Excellent pursuit there by the Kern Valley defense. Number 16, Tanner Tito, hustling over there, making a good tackle. Looked like they had a couple blockers out in front.
Tom, you got something for us?
All right, you're not going to believe this, Kyle.
Okay.
Little local flavor, right? That's what we're about. Bring it fresh from the source right now. Primo's Deli happens to have a chicken on top of their building.
Wow.
Started out as a prank several years ago. Kids stole it.
Wow.
So now it becomes a promotional tool, and so they move it around. It's been up on different buildings.
Oh, wow.
Tonight we get it. We're honored to have it here at the field, looking at the scoreboard, no less.
Wow. That is
here tonight. Primo's Deli up here, Lake Isabella.
Wow. Rosamond come out 3-by-1, 1st and 15. Escobar feeling the pressure all the way around him. Definitely an athlete pointing, directing traffic as he's going. And how often do you see on a 1st and 15 Escobar able to get a long first down, and he's able to razzle-dazzle. Is there a flag on the ground? Actually, it's going to be first down by the White Hat, and Escobar with a big first down.
Kern Valley brought pressure, and they got pressure on him. Escobar did a good job of sliding around and threw it, and then for 15 yards. But I think Kern Valley has to keep that up. They've got to get negative plays and not let him set his feet.
Escobar again going to hand it off to number 24. He's kind of been a difference maker. And he runs into his own man, runs into Alex Ambries, number 8, but that's Gabe Sanchez. Gets another 13 yards. The last few plays, for all the passing that the Roadrunners do, the last 2 plays, they got 33 yards in rushes. And if Kern Valley doesn't slow them down, it turns into a 3-possession game. As you said, Coach Cornford, this could get ugly pretty quick. Kern Valley's got to make a big stop right here. 3-by-1. Sanchez looks to go the wrong way, but the athleticism is so dynamic right here that they are able to turn nothing into something. Going to be a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I don't think Kern Valley can afford to play standard defense. They're going to have to load the box and take something away, put lots of guys up there, pressure the quarterback, and stop the run. You may give up some home run balls, but you can't afford to be giving them these chunks every time.
Escobar dropping back, still looking down the field, wants to take his shots down the field, going to try and find something. He's dancing around, making plays all over the field, may get all of that for a 1-yard gain. But Coach Cornford, I agree with you. They're in an odd front that's 3 down linemen, and their splits are wide on the offensive side for Rosamond, and there's no pressure coming on Escobar, and he's waiting there. They may have to try something up, maybe get into the even front, 4-man in there, but nonetheless, Escobar 3-by-1, 3rd down, and about median. Gabe Sanchez coming there, big play. We've called his name all night. But Aaron Grimsby, number 5.
The captain, man. That boy plays. He comes to play.
They brought him off the edge over there. And so by doing that, you add another guy to the run game and another guy to your pass rush. Now you're taking somebody out of your pass coverage. But right now, when he's had time to throw, he's been exploiting that pass coverage. So change it up. Big play, 4th and 2 or 3 here.
Critical 4th down for Rosamond, and there's the hard count. And Kern Valley players put their head down because they know that is a costly penalty. Looked like it was number 47, Kenneth Porter, that jumped off. And it's going to be a 1st down for Rosamond as they're marching down the field rather quickly. Different approach. Curious to see how Kern Valley comes back on offense, but nonetheless, it's going to be 1st down for the Roadrunners. Escobar back to drops back to pass, throws it to number 8. That's Alex Ambries, and he gets like a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Nice tackle out there by Brett Grimsby. He's a sophomore out there in space making a critical tackle against a good football player.
In case you didn't know, our other game tonight, Frontier Garces going on right now. Last check, Garces was up 10-0. Makes for an interesting game. 3-by-1 coming out. Escobar again in the pistol. Going to take a drop back. Looks like they're going to take a shot into the end zone. Ball delivered on
another flag
to Marcel
here too.
Johnson. And it looks like he's in the end zone.
Holding is called, and it's going to negate all of that. I'll tell you what, Coach Cornford, we've seen some good quarterback play the last few weeks. We saw Bryson Aguirre of South High. He had a pretty good game in that second half, and we talked about when a young quarterback doesn't set his feet and deliver a ball, it goes all over the place. That's not the case for Escobar tonight. He sets his feet, delivers a nice ball. Now, I will tell you this, he's got a lot of time and hasn't had a whole lot of pressure, but he sets his feet up nice and is delivering accurate, precise balls on there. And this is kind of Rosamond High School may not get the publicity that they may get from other schools that we've seen in Kern County, but Escobar is delivering a great ball tonight.
He's just a junior, and he's very, very comfortable back there in the pocket. His delivery is beautiful to watch.
Escobar again on 2nd and long, going to set up the screen.
Look at that.
Again to Gabriel Sanchez, who's been a force all night, and it appears to be enough for a Roadrunners 1st down.
Well, these Kern Valley defensive linemen got to know when it's that easy to get to the quarterback, something fishy's happening. That's usually when you got to sniff out that screen pass over there and pull off the pass rush. They've run multiple screens and screen actions over here on them, and each time they do that.
Yeah, they got a couple sophomores there on the line. I don't know if you guys have seen that. So young players trying to play their part. 47 and number 64 both trying to play up at this varsity level and doing what they can.
Yeah, that touchdown by Rosamond set up by that fourth down offsides call against Kern Valley. And when you work so hard against a talented offense to get them to fourth down and then you give them a freebie, it is really demoralizing. And I think we saw some of that morale take a hit there for Kern Valley as they rolled it in the end zone soon after.
And nonetheless, Rosamond gets in there and gets a touchdown, and they're now up 36-15 with 7:26 left to go.
Oh.
And they try to go for two, give it to Aparicio, who's their big-time athlete. But Kern Valley's up 36-15. 7 minutes and 26 seconds left to go.
You know, the quarterback tossed that behind him, and he had to reach back for it, which threw the timing of the whole play off, and tackled for a big loss there. So good stop on that play by Kern Valley.
7 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in the third quarter. We're going to try and look up some other scores that are going on right now, but nonetheless, Kern Valley's got to figure some things out. Curious to see what type of offense they get in. Is it going to be 2x2 or is it going to be the double wing that we've seen?
Yeah, with the pace that they want to run, that's no longer practical when you're down 3 scores. You know, my philosophy has always been if I lose by 50 or if I lose by 1, a loss is a loss.
Yeah.
You got to do what you need to do to try to win. So this may be where you go into that spread set. Now, they better have a plan because they're going to be sending a ton of pressure at you. And typically teams sending pressure, you want to hit them with screens and bubbles and, short, quick passes.
Rosamond off to kick the ball. I will say this. To me, games aren't done until it's a 4-possession game. And what a kick right now that lands just on the sideline. Kern Valley's able to turn it into a little bit, but to be able to deaden it like that is great. I'll say this. I don't think games are over till it's a 4-possession game. I think a 3-possession game is still manageable. Still have a lot of football left in this game, about 19 minutes and 20 seconds left. Curious to see how Kern Valley has to respond. They got to start getting points on the board, and they have to start getting some key and critical stops on defense.
So it will be interesting this series, see what they come out with. Are they going to go spread or are they going to go double wing?
And they get in there. Barton looks like he's taking control of the huddle, and it's going to be more of the double wing, it appears.
Look at all those guys Rosamond's got in the box.
And there's the boy Hurley getting out there, getting going. The scores that have come in right now, Tehachapi up 14-7 at halftime over Ridgeview. That's a big game with serious league title implications. Golden Valley up 25-20 over West. Liberty up 10-0 over Centennial. Garces up 17-0 over Frontier. And we'll get some other scores as they continue to come in. 7:11 left to go in here. 2nd and 5 for the Kern Valley Broncs.
You watch Kern Valley has to work so hard for their 4- and 5-yard gains.
And loading the box and giving it to Lightner right now, and he is tough to get out down.
If Lightner can just get about 3 or 4 steps heading north-south, he's so hard to tackle. But if you tackle him before he can take that first step, and he doesn't have the momentum behind him, then it's possible to bring him down with one guy.
South up 35-7 over Foothill at halftime. And Delano up 27-14 over Porterville. We're kind of rounding up our Kern County. We'll get you more scores as they come in. Once again, Barton under center in the double wing, 3rd and about 8. Hands it off to one of the lone touchdown guys tonight. That's Grimsby. Gets about 2 or 3 yards. 4th and 7.
Look who's the punter.
And it's Lightner right there. And I think you got a punt at this time that goes on there. Waving the coach off. He's going to get in there and punt. But, Coach Cordford, you know this more than anything. If you got a bum knee and you're trying to punt, Knees play a critical role in everything in football, but especially as a punter.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Gets a great punt, proves us wrong. Puts it in Escobar's hand. He's trying to look for something he could do to make a play. He is finding an edge, and it opened up a little bit. It's going to bring it back to the 45-yard line in Kern Valley territory. I say the punt game, I understand kick return, I understand kickoff and all that, but the punt game is so critical, both punt return and punt. And right here is you catch the ball in your own territory, you put it in the other team's territory after you run it in there. Rosamond's clicking on all cylinders right now, from punt return to offense and on defense as well. 3 receivers to the far side. Escobar back in the pistol. See if they take a chance to extend on this lead. Little slip screen underneath, and they give it to the big playmaker right now, and this is going to be a long touchdown, and it's going to be another Roadrunner touchdown, and Aparicio takes a screen pass. 45-yard pass play, Escobar to Aparicio, and just like that, I think this game is getting a little out of hand.
Yeah, they're just dissecting the Kern Valley defense with their slip screens, and when they go down the field, they seem to have an answer. When Kern Valley tries to bring pressure, they throw these screens at them, and their linemen do a good job of executing the blocks, and obviously Aparicio knows what to do once the ball in his hands, and that one went 45 yards, on the ground, and only had to be about an 8-yard throw. Now they're going to kick.
And they're going to try and kick, and we see it's a little slow right here. But nonetheless.
Very unique field goal formation. I don't know if I've ever seen the 2 up backs there. Typically you have guys on wings, but those guys were over there. It seemed to work out okay.
So with 5:19 left in the third, Rosamond starting to pull away from this, and it's 43-15, and just like that, I mean, we're talking with just a few minutes left. It was 16-15 in the second quarter. How critical these possessions were in the matter of just minutes, about 9 minutes. It goes from 16-15 to 43-15, just like that. But I know Coach Deckard long enough, and Coach Mixon down there long enough, and I just know that Kern Valley is not going to quit on this. They're going to try and find ways to put some points on the board. I think maybe take a chance in that double wing. I mean, kind of go spread a little bit to see if they could throw the ball around a little bit, open it up. But, nonetheless, they got to figure something out on offense. Ball's kicked out there. And once again.
Well, what we've seen, that Rosamond's kicking the ball to that medium left spot every time, and Kern Valley staying balanced in their kickoff return. I think I would slide my guy over and at least force him to kick it a different direction over there, because I'd love to be able to catch that in the air and return it, because it's not going that deep.
Well, I think they're going to try and re-kick this right now, maybe back it up. And as you said, Coach, it looks like they're going to shift the return guy out to the right. I will say this. On the last kickoff, the ball just kind of died, and that's a good kick right there if you can get it to die on the ground.
Yeah. And you see Rosamond has all of their guys on that half of the field, essentially. Yeah. Nobody's wider than the hash mark here. Now, as I say that, they do get a little bit wider. See if they change it up here a little bit.
Coach Deckard down there talking with Jacob Lightner to see
how
good still going
there you
to
go,
the right,
and run
right
it.
There. There's Hurley, who's been all over the field tonight.
Look at that. Good call. Good job.
Hurley's still going. And that is definitely a big-time play for the Kern Valley Broncs.
Yeah, and great adjustment. I think Coach Deckard had seen that. He got the right guy to get in the right spot. Ball came to him low and fast, and those are the perfect kind of returns. Then he was able to take that outside this hash where they didn't have as many guys, using his speed and give them great field position and a little bit of momentum, something that they haven't had for quite a while.
So Kern Valley with excellent field position. It looks ball's on the 20-yard line.
Oh, look at this.
And right on cue, getting out in the spread a little bit. Going to see if Lightner can throw the ball around and maybe get some quick games going on here. We saw this the last time.
Man.
The ball is dropped. They're going to call it incomplete. That's awful dangerous. Little bit of a wobbly ball coming out of his hand, unlike the first time he threw it, but still got to pull down that catch. Ball dropped by number 17, Conrad Miller.
Now, most teams, when they send 6-man pressure, are playing man-to-man behind it. But they're playing a really weak zone behind it, which means you throw that bubble, block the one guy, and there's nobody putting pressure in the guy's face that's catching it. So you keep working that play if that's what they're going to do. Looks like here they're going pure man-to-man.
So there's no safety over the top. Could be a cover 0. Maybe take their chances and get through that first wave. And wow, that was very, very close. If he breaks that tackle right there, we could be looking at 6 points for the Kern Valley Broncs. Nonetheless, this has to be 4-down territory. Looking at the score right now, 4 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in the third quarter. As it's winding down, the Kern Valley Broncs 43-15. Jacob Lightner back in the gun, 2x2. Lightner rolling out to his left, and he's met by a slew of road runners. In Kern County, I'll tell you this.
It's getting a little chippy. He just threw another flag right now. Shoot.
Flag is coming out right now.
Well, Lightner is a heck of a competitor. He does not like to go down and be tackled. And I think that might have got the best of him there.
So they're trying to calm him down right now. He's competing. And it's going to be a personal foul.
Coachable moment. We know a kid that's playing through some pain got horse-collared in the first half and brought down. Realizes he hurt the team there.
It's going to be 4th down. They're going to push him back, way back. Goes from 4-down territory to now trying to figure out what to do. Lightner's got to hang his head up a little bit. His head's down. He's got to realize that he is the heart and soul of that team and can lead them. Nonetheless, the clock is going to run. Kern Valley is going to go for it right now in 2x2.
Wow, look at this, 4th down.
Got to figure out a way to get points on the board. Not ideal. Barton trying to get rid of it, but is met by some roadrunner pressure. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. And it's going to be 1st down for the Rosamond Roadrunners.
As a defensive guy, I love Rosamond's philosophy here. If they're not going to, 4th and 25, but they're not going to play 3 guys back at the, 25 yards deep. They're going to keep sending 6 guys and force your quarterback to throw it in less than 2 seconds. In less than 2 seconds, how far can you throw the ball? How far can your receivers get?
We've been around football long enough, and when teams start to, just because of the down and distance, change their philosophy, that's when the issues happen. But if you stay the course of what you believe in, good things start to happen. We saw that last week with Highland. Stayed the course of what they believe in. They were able to come back and have a good victory against South High. Escobar, nonetheless, gets the ball in the gun, going to hand it off to one of the top backs he's seen all night, number 7, Jacob Flores, who is tough to get down. I will say this, the running backs in the offense for Rosamond, special group right there, refusing to go down. 43-15, Rosamond is up over Kern Valley, 3 minutes and 30 seconds ticking down.
And Rosamond continuing to stay in the no huddle, spread things out. They can run every play in their offense from this particular set.
Still going 2x2 instead of the 3x1. Try and work on some things right there. Once again, going to hand it off to number 7, Jacob Flores, and he runs the ball hard, and he gets another Rosamond 1st down. More flags coming in, frustration penalties maybe. This is where Coach Deckard's got to get his team with their heads on right. They got to lift their heads up, and they got to fight through this adversity right now. Let's see what the penalty is. Appears to be a personal foul on the Kern Valley Broncs. We've all been here before, guys. I got to say this, being on the wrong end of this and, in the midst of all this stuff, it's a horrible feeling. I know how Coach Deckard's feeling. I've been there as a coach, been there as a player. I think this is a smart timeout where he can rally his troops, rally his guys, or they got to come together, stay together as a team. You learn a lot from yourself. I think this is the best growing that you can have. I don't know, what do you say as a coach in these situations where you're kind of up against the wall, you have no momentum, nothing's going wrong, score maybe getting out of hand a little bit?
Well,
what do you say to your team?
Adversity displays character. You know, everybody can be a teammate, good teammate when things are going well. Yeah. But when things are going tough, this really is when your character matters the most. And so this is where you're really hoping to see your kids continue to play hard, continue to fight for every yard, but do it legally, you know, and not take that cheap shot, even though it's unbelievably frustrating when you're getting it handed to you, you know, play after play, and you have that urge to just take that shot on somebody. But, you know, you got to play football the way it was meant to be played, hard between the whistles.
Yeah, absolutely. Heart's going out for Kern Valley right now as they're trying to get their way back into this game. I know Coach Mixon, Coach Deckard, all that staff that's down there for Kern Valley, they're coaching right now, trying to get their team confidence to be back into this game. 3 minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 2-by-2 set. Escobar in the pistol again. Gonna hand it off. Again to Flores, a heavy dose of Flores this half coming out. Keep going, going, going. Mendez with the big tackle. Team's got to come together.
And Kern Valley with that three-man defensive line is, you know, trying to slant and bring some guys. But even though they're slanting, they're getting picked up by the Rosamond offensive line and driven backwards. And so the slant isn't working for them. But they do have to find some way to fill those inside gaps, so they're going to continue to get gashed with that inside zone play.
Absolutely. 3-by-1 this time, been a successful formation for the Roadrunners. Flores getting sent out there, probably going to be a draw or something of that nature, and it is. And Escobar is going to keep it and get that Roadrunner first down.
We saw a touchdown off that play in formation earlier.
2 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. And the clock is running down to about 2 minutes. And Rosamond is displaying they're one of the best kept secrets here in Kern County. Handed off number 24, Gabe Sanchez, who's been a nice surprise. So if you haven't got enough of Jacob Flores, number 7, they're going to give it to Gabe Sanchez, who's going to get another first down. And Rosamond appears to be heading towards that 8-1 overall record. And with their win tonight, it looks like they're going to be league champions in the High Desert League. And that is a big start as they go into playoffs. They could be one of the favorites in one of the smaller divisions to look at. Gabe Sanchez again with the ball handing off. I think they're going to give a heavy dose. They're probably going to go back to that well right after this on a 1st and goal.
They're so well balanced. They run the ball with power. They run the ball with speed. They run the ball with multiple backs and a quarterback. They've got a great screen game and package, and they can throw the ball down the field. Yeah. So, you know, defending them is a nightmare.
Escobar going under center, one of the few times that we see all night. And Nature Boy Cornford right here, his boy.
Hurley
jumping off sides right here. Appears that may have a cramp or may have something going on.
These guys, man, 19-person roster again, just coming after it, trying to do what they can. The other side, Rosamond has, 24, 26 over there on that side. Like Rich is saying, well balanced though. Really fun team to watch. They can go up tempo or they can slow it down if they need to. Under center like we were about to see. Pretty fun just to see what they can do. I think that's a pretty good team over there.
I'd like to thank the Kern Schools Federal Credit Union and the U.S. Army, big sponsors for us all night. Pav Solar and Communication, Raymond's Trophies. All the people that have helped make the Kern High School District and the Kern High Network successful this season. Able to cover every single school in the Kern High School District with our stop at Kern Valley High School. Gonna kind of wait to see how some of these scores unfold tonight to see before we announce where we're gonna be at next week. would like to just see how things turn out. We have some big games. Tehachapi-Ridgeview game is an interesting game to look at. Curious to see how Independence is doing tonight, and we'll look at that. Tom Cornford is going to look up for us some scores and maybe get some things for us so we can see some of those things going on. So.
Yeah, that SYL is still way up for grabs coming down to the final couple weeks.
Absolutely. And here comes Escobar dancing around, and he's going to get into the corner of the end zone. And it is another touchdown for Escobar.
Well, he is the real deal. Coming in, we knew that the Rosamond had a heck of a quarterback, but actually seeing him in person, in the way he can run, the way he can throw, the way he can lead this offense, very impressive. They've got a gem there, and again, he's just a junior, and I've got to think he's on some college coaches' radar because his poise is
at least some smaller colleges to look at, and playing in these small school divisions and looking at all this stuff. I mean, man, he definitely is a hidden gem in Kern County, in our area, in the central section. So.
In this day and age of huddle, where it's so easy for college coaches to access game film, they'll find everybody out there, and he'll definitely get some looks. I'm sure his coaches are promoting him over there, and it helps Arsenal when you have Mario Aparicio, who's a big, strong wide receiver who probably getting some looks here too. That I'm sure scouts know about these guys, and again, you don't have to go to big school to get recruited.
Or they could turn to the Kern Valley Network, Kern High School Network, and look at some of our archived footage and see some of the players that we have out here. So this game will be up tomorrow to look at. Going to see if we can get some scores, maybe pull up the Twitter sphere, see what's going on out here. We are getting some scores early on as we kind of get through. That's kind of all over.
There's our central section now if you want to go there.
We'll go more local. You're going up to Tranquility, not quite there yet. All right, so we have South 42, Foothill 7. Going on right now. Tehachapi still up 14-7 over Ridgeview. That's a very, very interesting game.
Ridgeview been a good second half team. We'll see what Coach Manning has up his sleeve for the second half over there.
Dialed up. Garces up 17-0 at halftime over the Frontier Titans. See if I can get some other scores for you guys as well. Get my sources out there. The kick is off. It's going to go to Lightner. It's going to actually dance right by him. It's going to be picked up. Conrad Miller still dancing around, still on his feet. Got a little bit going out there. Nonetheless, I actually got Ruben Cruz of the Ridgeview Wolfpack, just ties it up 14-14. Liberty up 13-0 at halftime. Garces 17, Frontier 0. Kind of pulling away right there. Drillers leads, Bakersfield High School leads 14-6. Highland leads Miramonte 29-14, as we see right here. Independence 21-13 over East, and that's another game in the SYL. Into the third quarter of this game, though, that we can see is 50-15. This game has gotten a little bit out of hand. Kern Valley still fighting, doing what they got to do. We have 1 quarter left to play.
Yeah, that last kickoff was the first time that they'd kicked it to the right side over here. And, Lightner missed the kick, but then he went to block somebody, and he blocks with the same ferocity that he runs the football with. And you'd love to see that in a kid, that whatever he's going to do on the football field, he is going to do it 100 miles an hour.
That's right.
And play really tough. And, he's another kid that's just a junior. Yeah. And good, tough kid, the heart and soul of this program over here. And that's what you want to see, a good, legal, aggressive block regardless of the score.
Yeah. Well, it's been exciting. Good drive coming off here, driving up by the river, enjoying that. Good conversation with good people. Kevin Willie, KW1. I've been with him since day one, since I started live streaming earlier this year. Got the Cornford brothers up here. It's just a wonderful opportunity. Coming back in the double wing is Kern Valley to start off the fourth quarter. 50-15, Rosamond is up. Seen some excellent quarterback play. We still have our Tony's Pizza player of the game that we'll get to. Here comes Grimsby, who has one of the touchdowns. And Escobar, I will tell you this. Escobar is a good athlete, but this is probably the second or third time where he's looking for that knockout shot. But as what drives the coach crazy, you don't wrap up and make the tackle and put him on the ground. Got to teach that extra little bit right there. If he wraps up right there, he's a ball hawk right next to it. 11:28 and counting.
Yeah, and this might be the stage where I take my quarterback off of the defense. If I'm coaching. He is just so valuable. I mean, you got a CIF championship possibility with a kid like that.
Yeah. And the toss is the Lightner. He gets right up the middle, and Kern Valley still hanging around. A lot of starters in still for Rosamond. I'm kind of with you, Coach, but nonetheless, when you have those 20 to 30-man rosters, those guys have to play maybe out of necessity.
Yeah.
You got guys going, some guys going both ways, some guys going one way.
Sometimes your backup linebacker is your starting safety.
Absolutely.
So 2nd and 2 is a down you could throw on in this offense.
And Bartlett hands it off to Hurley, who has been running hard, playing hard all night.
So staying in their double wing, realizing that they're not going to catch up. Let's just get some practice and some reps on running this. They were effective in the first half with it.
Yep.
They just have to stay in front of the chains.
10 minutes and counting. Ball, little mishap right there. Lightner right there. Met by a swarm of road runners. I'll tell you this, against this double wing overall, Rosamond's had a good answer. They're loading up the box, forcing them to get in passing situations, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen for Kern Valley.
Well, they've got, 6 big guys basically between the tackles, and then they have the 2 guys out wide, and you have 3 guys playing behind them. Like I said, it's an interesting setup and way to defense it, and it's been very effective.
So here we go, first time out of the wing. Barton get out there rolling, has guys open, has a man wide open. And number 14, that's Clayton Hiles, was leaking open.
Yeah, you had him 10 yards behind the defense. And since he was really the only guy in the pattern, you think the quarterback would have looked his direction.
Yeah, and you think the quarterback, sometimes, young quarterbacks, they see pressure coming out there. Sometimes they just got to set their feet, let it fly. If a guy's that open, put it in the spot, an opportunity to make him be successful. Yet nonetheless, take that hit. Get rid of it, take the hit. Nonetheless, backing it up even further, going to be 3rd and long for the Kern Valley Broncs. Barton under center with Hurley in motion. Toss to Hurley on the sweep. And there's Aparicio out there forcing him back in. What appears to be no gain. I think this is 4 down territory for the Broncs. 8:30 and counting. You're live on the Kern High Network, kernhighnetwork.com.
Well, down 35 points, I don't know necessarily if it's 4 down territory. It looks like they do have Lightner on there to punt the ball away.
Well, maybe play the field position, not give Rosamond an opportunity to put up some more points. Curious to see how Rosamond does. They put up some big points all year. I've been super impressed with Lightner and his punting ability. But here comes Aparicio right here. And Aparicio, I think, is looking for a punt return to add to the arsenal of touchdowns that he has. But host of Kern Valley Broncs, 3 of them bring him down. Tell you this, make sure you follow our replays on Twitter at KHSD Athletics. You can also find our replays on Facebook, Kern High Network. Games will be archived on kernhighnetwork.com or on YouTube at Kern High Network as well. We got chickens out here. We have homecoming out here. We got the Kern Valley Band that's down here. We got Kevin Willie on camera. Life's pretty good. We got high school football on Friday night. It's been a fun experience to be out here at Kern Valley High School. We got about 69 degrees out here. Beautiful weather, not too cool. We all bundled up and brought extra heavy stuff, but we don't even need it out here
it's
tonight.
Perfect.
Yeah, don't you love in Kern County? It's 80, 90 degrees at the end of October. Who would have thunk that?
Yes.
So 5-3. It looks like the Astros are up over the Dodgers.
Top of the 9th with 2 outs, so Dodgers down to their final out.
That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Try to get you some more scores. There is a timeout. Appears to be by the Bronx. Try to get you some more local scores. Liberty up 13-0 over Centennial. All South High as they go up 42-7 over Foothill. And tied up in the mountain to Ashby 14. Wolfpack 14. Garces up 17-0. Golden Valley leading West 25-20. And a nice little toss to 24. Gabriel Sanchez, and this appears is going to be a long run. And Gabe Sanchez is still going.
Nice effort, though. Come on.
Still going. Gabe Sanchez still going.
Oh, we got a clip, maybe.
Gabriel Sanchez with the long run.
Yeah, he put on the brakes at the end there. I think he'd been better off striding through.
And just taking the yardage. And, you know, sometimes when you jump and jive, as they say, a little bit like there, it allows people to kind of have unpredictable blocks and things. So
yeah,
at the end of the run, it's going to bring it back, but it's going to be a first down.
And you saw Rosamond jump into their double wing set, a set that they previously used just for their extra points. And pop a big one, you know, something Kern Valley struggled to try and do all night. The one time they did get it, Lightner got a little bit injured.
All right, guys, so, you know, as we're looking at this score and it's kind of getting out of hand right here, we got to start talking about our Tony's Pizza player of the game, and probably what I'm going to have to do is hustle down there and give it to him because Rosamond and Kern Valley is a long way from work, a long way from home, so I got to make sure I got to get down there, figure some things out. I know it's early to look at it as we go through there, but I'm going to head down right after this broadcast as we kind of wrap things up. I'm going to say my Tony's Pizza player of the game for tonight has got to be the quarterback, Isaiah Escobar. He's demonstrated he's one of the top elite talents around here, and he's kind of proven it all for these Roadrunners.
I would concur with you. Isaiah Escobar playing both ways, commanding the offense, throwing the ball, running the ball. He has been the best athlete on the field.
Tom?
He's something special. He just plays really well. He sees the whole field. He's just playing at a total different level and just very comfortable no matter what position he's playing. Offense, defense, he's definitely shined tonight.
Absolutely. K-Dub, echoes those sentiments, thumbs up. I know that's what K-Dub's thinking right there. He's been around, seen a lot of talent, and I know, Kevin, what you're thinking, that he's a special talent that down here for this community and stuff like that. So, nonetheless, our Tony's Pizza player of the game is going to be Isaiah Escobar. And I'm going to hustle down as quickly as I can after we complete this broadcast to make sure he gets his Tony's Pizza next time he's in Bakersfield. And wow, we see this right here. Is that an eligible number right there? Number 66, Austin Schmeck. Is that near and dear to your heart? Number 66, Lompoc Brave, Rich Cornford.
Hey,
right
but
there.
giving the lineman the ball, you know, hey, as a lineman, as my brother and I can both attest, you work your tail off with no credit whatsoever, you know. And, you know, the chance to get to carry the ball when the game is put away, I think is a pretty cool move by the coach because it recognizes you and your hard effort. And, you know, we've done that with our guys when I was both at West and Frontier and now at Ridgeview.
I used to love it in practice where the coach let the lineman get out there and catch receiver routes and all that. So I made to put a little extra sauce on there, extra little zip.
You would.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
You guys get one second of glory and you're trying to zip it in there.
One of my best friends, Guard, just zipped it right through. He tried to do the triangle, went right through the triangle right on his nose and opened it up. It was a beautiful sight to see.
I would have liked to hit you when I was in high school.
Rosamond getting out here in their double wing set, 3 minutes and counting.
There's the big fella.
And Rumbling Bumble 7. Got to give a shout out to John Myers. I don't know if he's listening right now. He's a principal at Kern Valley High School. Couldn't make it out tonight. I believe he's in Indianapolis, and I think he's going to Tennessee. He's actually with the FFA of Kern Valley High School, and they are very prestigious. Just like Frontier High School has a strong FFA, Kern Valley High School may get a little bit unnoticed because they're so far out here, but they are very strong year in and year out in their FFA. And I know they're at a big time event out there. And so John Myers and the Kern Valley Broncs that are out representing Kern Valley High School FFA, the Kern High Network gives you a good shout out. Kern Valley Broncs take over on downs. They're going to try and run this clock out, give it to their big bruising lefty quarterback, running back, kicker, punter, you name it. Lightner, 2 minutes. Clock is winding down.
Yeah, so from here, Kern Valley, you're just hoping to pick up one more first down, be able to move the chains a little bit, end up on a little bit of a positive note, and, head on down. So probably a couple more doses of Lightner or one of the wingbacks here.
And there's Hurley right there, who is a ball of energy, and he's a tough kid. Been playing all night.
Yep.
I mean, Tom has been noticing how many tackles he's been on, and he just has done a great job. 1 minute, 30 seconds, winding down. We're going to wrap this broadcast up rather quickly. I'm going to hustle down, reach out to Isaiah Escobar, number 17, our quarterback, give him his Tony's Pizza box, Tony's Pizza T-shirt, and Tony's Pizza gift certificate. So if he's ever in Bakersfield or at the outlets or whatever, you can go to Tony's Pizza and get the Chili Verde pizza. I always recommend. Excellent stuff. Kern Valley, Barton hands it off again to Grimsby.
There's
been
the captain.
Lone blind spot. You call him the captain. Captain America running out there. Aaron Grimsby still running.
He's still going.
Aaron Grimsby with the big long run for the Kern Valley Broncs.
And Escobar on the tackle.
Quarterback
over there. Yeah, I saw him obliterate a blocker and then make the tackle.
Jeez.
Over there. Again, kid who just likes playing high school football. Plays a ton of snaps every game.
And sometimes we talked about this, the small towns and all that stuff, where kids have an opportunity to play multiple sports, multiple positions, different things, and just get the whole feel on that. Out of necessity a little bit, but nonetheless, they can feel that. There's Hurley going right there. And there's about 10 seconds left. And the final is going to be, and we'll look at that as they start to get on there and teams start to line up at the 50. End of the game is going to be Kern Valley 15, Rosamond High School 50. What are some final thoughts? First, Rich, I'll start with you, and then Tom, I'll go to you after that.
Well, I'm going to be real anxious to see what Rosamond does in the CIF playoffs and if they can possibly go to state, because they have a heck of a ball club in them. And, not just for a school with 700 kids, a school with 1,700 kids, or a school with 2,700 kids. They're going to give you fits.
Absolutely. Tom, you got some thoughts for us?
Yeah, you know what? It's one of those years for these guys up here at Kern Valley, and I feel for the players. I feel for the coaches. It's homecoming. You want to show up, and you know what I saw? I saw these coaches coach the whole way. I see them good sportsmanship here at the end. They got some young talent. They did really well. I think it was 40-0, the JV score beforehand where they won, and this is going to be a community to keep watching and keep pulling for. We're glad we came up, and super proud of these guys and what they did to try and do it for their community. So,
absolutely. Well, I've been in a cornford sandwich tonight. I got K-Dub over here. I'm going to hold on to these Rosamond guys for a second. I'm going to go with them, make sure their boy gets their player of the game thing tonight. I'll go with them in just a sec. But it's been a fun night tonight. I've enjoyed Lake Isabel and the Kern Valley High School staff. I echo that. I'm curious to see how Rosamond does. I do think Kern Valley is going to come back, and there's a lot going there. We're definitely going to try and make this next year, make this a thing to come out here to Lake Isabel. For K-Dub 1, my good buddy Kevin Willie, you fly unnoticed, but you do a great job. For the Cornford Sandwich I was in tonight, the Northern League guys, love you guys, appreciate everything that you do. My name is Kyle Wiley. Make sure you turn into the Kern High Network on Twitter at KHSD Athletics, on Facebook, Kern High Network, on YouTube, Kern High Network. This game will be up tomorrow at KernHighNetwork.com. Have a good night, everybody. Drive home, be safe, and have a good night.